All right. Here we are on this beautiful Sunday day for our second episode of the Chronicles in Telmora. First up, we have Sutha, the Half-Light, played by Nito.
What's going on? Oh, God.
We have Ned Blackfoot, played by Norvin.
Howdy.
We have Fractal, played by Pyro.
DJ Robot Penis.
We have Bellum Calloway, played by Connor.
I know nothing.
And we have Kagaz Ironjaw, played by Shane.
I'm to war.
All right. So, when last we left our newly formed team of intrepid adventurers, they had all answered a job summons to the city of Zion on the continent of Iscaria to help discover the series of disturbances that had been going on in the city's sewer system. Jatra, the city's magistrate, had sent out requests for people to come and investigate this newfound set of sewer tunnels that seemed to be in the way of the planned expansion of the sewer tunnels for the city. You all went down there, killed some rats, and found kobolds. Some little kobolds that had blown up a tunnel. They told you that they had been the original inhabitants of the sewer tunnels and had been given the land by the founder of the city many, many years ago. And that now their area of territory was being encroached on. So, you took the leader of that small band of kobolds, sabotage kobolds, if you will, back up to the entrance to the sewers with you. Ned went back to the surface and brought Jatra and Avenal, one of the other city councilors, the head of the city council to be precise, back down to negotiate. Along the way, Ned and Jatra discovered that Avenal had known of the kobolds and had a great distaste for them and thus was trying to expand the sewers directly into their territory in the hopes that it would drive them out. You all effectively prevented this through negotiation, and as a show of gratitude, you were paid your full fee by Jatra and offered a common magical item out of the hoard of the Crimson Foot matriarch. So, after that, you all had free reign of the city. Is there anything you wanted to do? Don't all speak up at once.
Use my portent for something, because I didn't get to use it last session.
What would you like to use it for?
I sent you a list of where Bellum's heading, but I'll do that a little bit. I'll do that. I don't want to go first.
Put a smile on the world's face.
I don't know what to make you roll for that.
Well, whatever it is, it's 17. Fractal is tinkering in typing in his spellbook. It's actually a Kindle.
A Kindle, good. Throw it on the fire.
Yes. And he's going over his spells and just in the corner, thinking on that one. Occasionally eyeing Sutha, just sitting there fidgeting.
Okay.
Unless I'm incorrect and you're actually trying to kill me, Sutha.
No.
How are you?
She's just sitting there.
Just sitting there. Are you reading? Are you doing handicrafts? Are you meditating?
Knitting, no. She's just sitting, waiting for... I didn't know which order it was going to go in, but after a few moments, she will ask Fractal a couple things, but we can go over to the other person first. And then eventually, she will ask for them to head to the library to follow Bellum. But you can go to the next person. It won't take but a minute.
I don't have a particular order. Dear God.
I have an order. God.
Sorry, I found more biscuits.
No, you go first and do the thing.
It sounds like the particular order is not Bellum first, and not...
You know what, since you're all such Canadians, Fractal will stand up and begin walking toward the library.
There we go.
3 maple syrup for everybody.
Okay.
I only said did you have anything you wanted to do that is not library related?
No.
Fair enough. Are
I just
you
figured the
all
library
going
was
to
gonna
the
take a while.
library?
I am.
Shoot.
Kagaz is gonna sit outside the library and look at it.
He's actually eating a book.
Fair enough. Okay, so you make your way to the library. It's not anything extravagant or massive. It is a single story. Think a community library where you go in with your library card. Um, Anything more extensive is probably going to be kept at Venzer Abbey or Sheva Kerlora, different places like that that are a bit larger, a bit more academically driven. But there is a good collection of records, some short stories that are written for children, academic texts, things like that. So, who would like to go first in telling me what they are looking for? You see, the librarian is like a mousy little gnome woman. She's got kind of frizzy, curly brown hair and circular glasses that sit about halfway down her nose, and she has to keep pushing them up as they fall down the bridge. Yes? How can I help you?
Bellum has kind of waddled up. I'm assuming we stayed at the same tavern from before, rather than just on the street. Was that
Really?
covered? I think. Either way, he was going to follow up with the question that are we allowed to snack in here while doing reading, or is this like a food free zone?
It would be best if you don't snack on anything that would damage the texts. So nothing that would stain, nothing that would rub off or transfer any colors or powders. But if all you have, nothing that would smear the ink. So if you're going to partake of liquids, please keep them away from the texts. They're very delicate.
Oh, okay. Is this good? And he holds up just like an unseasoned piece of like flatbread.
It should be fine. You
Oh,
can
good.
see that she's a little bit like, did he really just bring in a random ass saltine cracker to my library and ask if that's okay? All right.
Those of you who have a fairly good insight might notice something about Bellum entering into the library. He's a bit nervous.
Who's here?
For specific reasons that I won't go into just yet.
Who,
Are you
who
okay?
is at the library?
Everyone but Kagaz. Kagaz is standing outside.
Got it. Alright, so immediately after the timid creature walks in who's nervous, an actively on fire skeleton man walks in. Ooh, this is...
okay.
Hello. I am Fractal. Where is your history section?
What kind of history are you looking for? Are you looking for official documents or more of an academic record?
Listed arcana research, points of interest, ley lines, and such.
Points of interest, ley lines and such, but history?
Yes, this typically something would manifest somewhere in points of historical. Actually, an example of this overall area would be one as such. I'm looking for specific pinpoints.
Specific pinpoints. That would probably be probably best guess would be in our maps section. That's going to be over here. And she gestures to a section where there's different rolled up maps. Some of them might have more arcane knowledge on there, like different points of ley lines or different places where the veil is thinner, I've been told. That I think would be your best bet of like specific actual locations versus like just generic descriptions.
This will do.
This woman's voice. Sorry.
Goodbye, Valley Girl. I thank you for your assistance.
You're welcome.
He will go peruse the maps for points of arcane interest and a religious interest.
Okay.
Fiction. Where's your fiction section?
Oh, that's gonna be right over here. She gestures
The hungry,
the
illithid.
opposite direction of the maps. You can gather that there's more of an area of like people that are coming in here to read for pleasure, or here for their children versus studies and records.
Thanks. He'll walk off that way, pick a random book, and just kill time until these guys are done.
It's Tusk Love.
10-4.
Orc penis. Half orc penis.
All right. Bellum has written down a list when he finally is like,
All right,
Gotten
now
approval.
what can I help you with? Oh, you have a list.
he slides it over and goes, yeah, so I've itemized it in priorities.
I'll have you.
How late are you all staying open? I'm looking for a few things. Also, if you know if there's any
down.
until sundown, you said?
Yes.
Perfect.
Don't want to
Did
have
you know
a
if the
fire around the books.
Oh, of course. Do you know if the any local temples have also some sort of a repository of knowledge?
I'm not much of a temple girl. They might. We have.
Oh.
I mean, the temple to Pelor is just a bit north at Venzer Abbey, but we do have a temple to all of the creators here in Zion. It's going to be close to the center of the town, easily accessible. Big stone building. Can't miss it.
Okay. Well, I guess the first thing I'd be looking for is I'm gonna be looking mostly for nonfiction, and I've just got some keywords I'm looking for, and I don't know. I'm kind of just looking for any books that pertain to them.
Okay.
Is there a registry or something I can go and look at these for? I'd hate to take up more of your time.
Well, unfortunately, our registry is that's something they kind of have to train us on when we start working here. It's a bit specific, so.
Is she a temp?
No, I work here full time. It's just hard for people that don't work here to understand our cataloging system, so I have to look through it for you.
You answer in character.
Oh, okay. Can I get so I've got, I guess we'll just start with Storm Song. One word.
Storm Song. Okay, I've never heard of that, but I'll look through
It might also be written in Giant.
in Giant. I don't read Giant, but I'll look
I
for
didn't know
any
if you-
mentions of that. You see
okay.
her start flipping through a little old-fashioned card catalog. Storm.
Willem is also trying to read upside down and scan for any other words while she's doing it, if he can see
Do
it.
you know what Storm Song is? Any related words that might be with it? Like, is
Maybe
it a
some mention.
story? Is it a place?
It's a. I think it's a title, or a person, or it might be have some sort of fictional legends around it.
Legends, okay. Or title, or like a prophecy?
Could be. Yeah, that might be right.
I see something here that might. It looks like it's gonna be a book entitled The Creators and Their Descendants.
Oh, okay.
That's in our nonfiction section. She again gestures to the same side of the wall that the maps are on. But you see there are also books there. It's on the nonfiction section. That's where that looks like that can be found in the index.
Okay, perfect. Is there also, you said towards that's the nonfiction. Is there also history books over there, like specifically of the Scythe?
Anything nonfiction is going to be over there. The Scythe. She goes flipping through. She doesn't have to flip very long because ST and SC are fairly close together. She goes, the Scythe. That's something I'm much more familiar with, being that we're in it right now. That would be in A Brief History of Ascaria.
Brief History of Ascaria. Okay.
What creature?
And I guess I'll just. Oh shit. Whoops. I realized there's a word I was missing on that last part. That's it for now.
Okay. Thanks.
And he's gonna go look for those 2 books because Connor had a third, but forgot to put in the last word on one.
All right. Have fun. Don't destroy my books.
Of course, of course. And Bellum has on his hip today a large barrel-like jug that it has previously been stowed in his bag.
Remember to be careful with liquids. The ink smears.
Oh, of course. It's not actually got anything in it. Well, I will be. He just kind of shuffles off, out of sight, after the unnecessarily awkward interaction. Goes looking for those 2 books.
Okay, you find them easily enough. Once you kind of find, like, okay, this is more of, like, religious study texts, which is where the creators and their descendants would be, versus these are more geographical history texts. You find A Brief History of Ascaria and the creators and their descendants easily enough.
Okay. Bellum will go and find a nice corner table and sit down with basically his non-bread. Where is Fractal at the moment?
He is currently looking over a table filled with maps, just crisscrossing them, all, like almost like memento style. Just
If there's even the smallest open spot at the table, Bellum will approach him. Do you mind if I sit here and read with you? You know, company, something
do
or
not
other
disturb
about.
the maps.
Oh, okay.
Do as you wish otherwise.
He sits in a chair and is there how covered does he have the table?
He has taken over a sizable territory of the table of at least 60 to 70%.
Do I notice what he's looking at, specifically Leyline? I
What
think that
specifically is he looking at?
He's looking for specifically what areas where, like you're saying, where the veil, specifically to the cosmos and whatnot, is crisscrossed, where specific points of interest could possibly have matched up within the scythe, any particular areas of ancient past battles or any cosmic events, just where that would line up with ley lines. So he's also got some astrology books out.
Oh, good. So noting the astrology books, he goes, "Oh, that's actually my area of expertise. Did you want any help?"
Looks up at you.
Yeah, I'm a pretty good cartographer. I've done a lot of star mapping and research. That's actually, if you notice, and he like points at his armor plate, there's a little constellation drawn that slightly undulates on the breastplate.
It's at this point that the DM would like to remind her players that astrology and astronomy are 2 different sciences.
Yes.
I respect neither.
Yeah, you're such a Pisces, actually.
Dear God.
Say that again, I'll shiv you in the neck.
He's not even.
Oh, it's such a Virgo thing to say. Anyway, astronomy is what I meant to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually do a lot of it. And he takes out his own cartographer's tools and has you see he's just got rolls upon rolls of star maps he's made.
I'm looking for specific interests here, where ley lines crisscross along with historical battles.
Oh, this might be good for you. And he takes out A Brief History of Ascaria. I actually got this to get a little bit more history on the scythe. So it might have some brief major historical events that we can cross-reference the location stated with the maps here, as well as the maps that I have drawn, and we might be able to see if there's any commonalities between them.
All right.
He says this as he's setting down his non-bread and his jug.
What the hell is this? What is that?
Oh, it's a snack. Now, DM.
Uh-huh.
I've switched one of my infusions to an alchemy jug, and I'm gonna post it in chat. Can I make hummus for my non-bread? Just a little bit, basically
That's
just like...
not a liquid.
True, but mayonnaise isn't either.
It starts out
It's
as
a little
eggs, which are liquid, and oil, which is liquid, which is then emulsified. Hummus is made from ground up chickpeas.
Damn, those hairs are split. 1 second.
Then he will just have... people put oil on, like olive oil on... I don't know what else. I don't eat non-bread.
You can...
This was a choice I made last minute. He'll just drink it. He'll just start making water with it, and I don't think it comes. I think, hang on, uncork, pour it out up to 2 gallons per minute. Yeah, so he's just got a little cup that he's filling out of his jug, just making water out of it. Fresh water is his designation for the day at this point. So he just starts sipping on that as he's going to do the thing I described and trying to help Fractal with his research, as he's been completely sidelined from his endeavors.
So, Fractal, are you looking primarily at Ascaria or Telmora as a whole?
I believe he's AFK.
Sooth is AFK. Is Fractal AFK?
I was also muted.
Of course he is.
Rest in peace.
Well, I feel that now would be a good time, actually.
I can do mine while we're waiting on him. Or whatever.
So now is a good time to check back in on Kagaz. So, Kagaz, as you are in the alley and you have these two figures, what do you do first?
Do you want me to drop the line so that everyone can get a hint of what's going on?
Go right ahead.
Two of you? Well, I was thinking to invite my new friends to join in a right scrap. But I think a bit of sampling of your gets to make sure you're worth fighting.
Alright, I'm back.
And then what do you
And
do?
the first thing he does is grab the knife on his neck and activate Giant's Might to grow the large.
Awesome. So
That is a
immediately
whole ass boy.
arrowhead from the back of your neck slip down to it's a pretty big, I would say it slips down to probably about the small of your back as you suddenly increase exponentially in size. You feel the arrowhead immediately withdraw as you kind of sense, you can hear a bowstring being pulled back further, and you sense that they're re-aiming, but they're hesitating behind you. Are you holding the knife in your hand?
Yep. And then he's going to immediately headbutt the guy with the knife.
Immediately, this human man, as he sees you get larger holding his knife, he kind of like, oh shit. And you smash your head against his, and he immediately just crumples to the ground. You hear, oh fuck, behind you. Do you turn around?
Yep. Turn
There's
around, axe in hand.
Girl looking very similar to the other guy. They're probably related. She's like holding a bow and arrow, and she's like, oh fuck. Oh, we got in way over our heads, didn't we?
What? You think you can just walk away now? You better give me a show. And he's immediately gonna charge her.
There realizing, oh shit, we fucked up.
He's gonna charge her, but instead of swinging the axe, it's a punch.
Okay. You charge at her. She is fucking terrified. You gather that these people are purely martial fighters, that they don't really have a grasp of how magic can be used in a combat sense, and were in no way expecting this. Despite seeing how you're geared, they were not expecting you to have this kind of magical capability. They were expecting you to be like, oh, maybe brute force, but we could overwhelm him if we get the drop on him. Absolutely not. This girl is terrified. You see her kind of like flinch as you go to punch her, and you just deck her in the face. She flies into, with the strength of this punch in your enlarged form, she flies against the brick wall of the alley and just slumps unconscious.
After he does that, he just looks at her unconscious body, looks at the guy on the ground.
Also unconscious.
Come on. That's all you got? Why'd I even use this then? People dropping threats, I can't do shit. Oh, what a waste. I could have went down into them slums and just gathered a bunch of these kind of gits and just zogged them all on their heads. And now I just wasted it. And he's gonna go back down in size.
Make me an intelligence check. Just a general intelligence check.
Law indeed.
12? That's enough. You get the idea that, wait a minute, I can still do that. that's still an option available to me. You don't have to take it, but the connection does go in your brain of, that's still an option.
He's gonna go down and pick up the one he headbutted.
Yep.
And he's gonna like slap him in the face. Oi, get. Wake up.
What do you want?
I done you. You didn't answer me question. I posed it as nice as possible, hoping to get a quick answer so I can leave you on your way. But no, you want to try to challenge me, Cargas, and then you show me this shitty display.
Oh
I should crump you dead. Crump you dead for the insult you just did to me.
Please!
That means I break your skull with my fist.
Oh no! No, gods! No!
But I'm a nice man. I know my manners. So I'm gonna give you a second chance.
Okay.
How about you tell me where to find a whole nice group of little dolts such as yourself? Ones that are quick to anger and a little harder to kill, maybe. And if you tell me and I find them, I won't come find you and bite off your legs.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know if they're quick to anger, but the Blacksmiths Guild, they're really, really buff there. We never challenge them because they're super duper buff and we're really not buff. There's the Thieves Guild that, we don't mess with them. They're too hardcore for us. We've heard a lot of really scary stuff about them. They're down, they're way out on the outskirts of the city, almost to the edge, but not quite. They're kind of in the slums over that area.
All right, I got the buff blacksmiths, and we got the sneaky thieves. That it?
We wouldn't mess with either of them, so they're definitely harder to kill than we are.
That's your problem. That's why you're so weak. I bet you're sitting here mugging those scrawny little kids that are walking out of the shops with their books and their pencils. I bet that's who you're robbing. That's why you're so weak. Why don't you go do something that actually gets you to be worth more than a piece of shit?
He's just crying.
Cargas is here to pump you up.
And he just drops him on the ground, and then he just brushes off the front of his shirt. Now, how about you go right on your merry way?
Okay.
And then as he starts walking back to the library, as he gets to the girl on the ground, he just crouches down. You see, if you put an arrow to the back of someone's neck, you should probably have it pulled back so that you can actually shoot at a moment's notice. 'Cause you ain't intimidating. And then he just walks away.
Beautiful.
Amazing.
And then once he gets back to the library, he's gonna walk in and try to find everybody.
It's a smaller library, so you see the tables fairly quickly as you walk in. They're not around a corner or anything. They're just a little bit. It's basically like a big square building. So there are books around the walls, and then in a little desk kind of in the front, and then behind that desk are the tables.
Did I find any ley line areas within the area we're in?
So on Ascaria, let me look at my map real quick. So on Ascaria, there are definitely some, why not? I'll put everybody on that map. You've all seen the map before. There's some further up north, near Sheva Kerlora. The entire site is kind of like a magical hotspot because of the magic and the devastation, the power that made it the way that it is.
Yes.
The Crystal Forest down here in the south also has a bit of an intersection. And then I think there was one more. Maybe that was it. Oh no, over here. That's where it is. The other one, on the ruins of Plata.
Noted. I will mark these locations in my psyche.
If Bellum does pick up on what he's saying, if he's murmuring or talking to me while doing this, he'll also make a note to add them to his maps with the stars.
Deadly silent. Deadly silent.
Oh, okay.
Just the faint, every once in a while, just a little foof of green fire and just creaking metal.
All right, never mind then. And Bellum is quietly doing his own reading.
You said the ruins of Plata was the other one?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Your thump, thump, thump as something comes in through the library. Do you shrink down, I presume?
Yeah, he shrunk down after he got both of them down, and he was like,
Okay, good. Moto
No
won't
work.
bring down the library.
he walked in. You get to find what you're trying to find.
Yes.
Getting there. I don't know how much I've found.
I don't know.
Oh.
You haven't asked yet.
Second disappointment in a row.
Would now be the appropriate time, DM, to ask what I found?
1 second.
Okay.
I'm typing something in.
Okay, no problem.
All right, I will say this, Bellum. You do see him kind of look at 3 distinct areas of the map,
Okay.
and I assume you're pretty. You're watching him. He doesn't really notice you're watching him, or doesn't
Bellum,
give you.
before you stepped away, I was going to say that Bellum would offer to help you with the stars and stuff. Being.
Tell me, what sort of star patterns sync up with arcane might?
He stops and thinks, and he's conjuring his mind. He's like, well, mainly I catalog the different here's how I'll explain it. I catalog different constellations and their position in the sky, and based on that, there's different levels of influence that I have to tune into with my items to keep them attuned to this kind of magic. So, for instance,
You don't know.
he takes off his goggles that are currently unpowered. He goes, "These are actually attuned to a constellation called the Green Hawk." He kind of points out some. They seem just kind of shoddily made points, but there's specifically like drilled in holes or something jutting out to make these points. So when I focus in on the influence of that constellation, I'm able to draw in its effect. And when bestowed upon these goggles, they produce a clairvoyant night vision effect. Same sort of thing with the constellation I put on my chest, the one I have imbibed on my jug. I'd have to think on which one would have some sort of arcane presence. And DM, do I know of one in particular that's matching his description before I make something up?
Say it again.
He's looking for constellations that have a correlation with arcane power. And does Bellum know of any constellations that correlate with arcane power?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Pick one up.
I don't have one in mind, so.
He's pulling over his maps, and this one right here. And he points down to his map, and he's got a little, just a little toothpick that he had with his meal that he's like pointing with it. This one is the Azer Sparrow, and you see there's a little sketch there that shows the wings of a little sparrow, and the lines are done in a dark purple. I've noticed that when I use that, I think I haven't done it yet, but I've got some ruminations on possibly using it as a way to streamline arcane conductance and be able to greater affect the power a person's able to cast with.
I see. Report to me if you find anything of interest in that route. It would assist in my research.
Of course. What is your research about, by the way? I know what you're researching, but what is the purpose for it? Are you looking for something specific?
It is personal.
I respect that. And I won't push, but if you do need any help, I do appreciate anything you share.
Yeah.
He just smiles.
So, You big blue git. Quick
Yeah.
question.
Mm-hmm.
So you're telling me that you use the stars up in the sky to power up your little trinkets?
Basically.
That. What the Zorg? What the hell are they doing way up there that's helping you down here?
Well, and you see he's about to go on a spilling.
All right.
Basically.
Don't give me one of them speeches. I can only tolerate your little speech voice for so long.
I think, to put it in a way that keeps his lips attached to his face, it works in a similar way that I believe runes work. It's just like runes up there, create an effect down here. It's runes in the sky. Big runes.
That's actually surprisingly succinct.
Moon runes, if you will. Anyway.
Function as a conduit.
I'll get you now. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and
Space
I don't even have
runes.
to be the ones to do them. As long as I focus on their attunement, I can hand them off to people. It's just I have to do maintenance on them every so often because the attunement shifts the way, just like cosmic wind and other effects just shift the way the attunement. Sorry, again, you wanted me to wait on the speech. Sorry.
Yep.
And
That's
if you
good.
if you simply must know, Bellum, it is your name, correct?
Yes.
I am needing more power, specifically that conductivity you're speaking of, as I am not working at peak efficiency. I need more.
Oh, I'll keep my eyes open and peeled for anything of that pertaining to that kind of field.
The fractal you see before you is working at roughly 22.987% power.
Well, then the Bellum will be working at 110% to help you with that.
Oh my
Does
god.
that mean if you're powered up to 100, that I could torch more things in your inner bits? Like, what if
If I
found
was-
a whole grot in there?
If this fractal
You
was
wanted
made
to
whole,
disintegrate?
if this fractal was made whole, I could uplift the scythe. Who knows?
If I,
Somewhere
wait,
at the power range.
I want to make an. Can I make an insight check on that? If you
You certainly may. Pyro, GM, roll me either your persuasion or your deception. Your choice.
Alright.
there is. Damn, I forgot what my stats are only
Yeah,
one
anyone that
ability.
wants to roll insight can. He said it loud enough that you all would have heard it.
6.
Okay.
It's a 13 for me.
Okay.
I'm gonna
that's
use that.
pretty neat.
I'm gonna use the other thing. Yeah, you believe him, or
Oh.
or at least he believes it wholeheartedly himself. There we go.
You fuckers, you used Portman.
I would never use my ability to fuck over other players. He
I'm pretty
believes
sure
it.
You would exclusively use it for that.
Oh, you know me so well, baby.
Sutha sees right through you.
She doesn't say.
He
She's
gets,
just
he looks
reading.
he looks very animated
Exactly.
when he says that. The green fire flares up with a tinge of blue in her.
do you have you? I've got a question for Pyro. Have you actually said that you are a wizard?
Yes.
And DM, would Bellum know that wizards normally have spell books?
And he does.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
I thought, okay, I just assumed from last game he was mentioning stuff about adding scrolls. I didn't know if it looked weird.
No, he meant you, because you have a spell book. You mentioned it literally earlier today, Pyro.
Maybe I'm just a bit
And he
scatterbrained.
mentioned it, I think he mentioned it at the beginning of this in-game day of,
I
Yeah,
mentioned
that-
it.
Yeah, oh
I
yeah, you
think,
got the enduring spell book. Yeah.
yeah, I am.
Right.
That's right, that's what he got. He asked it about it in the last session,
Brain
yeah.
fart.
I am.
My bad.
I am a manipulator of the Arcana.
Okay. That was mainly an out of character thing. I couldn't remember if you had a spell book or not, and was going to ask if I didn't see one.
I messaged you, Liv, the thing.
Yep. Thank you.
So, I hate to press. I know we've just met, but what are you all planning on doing? I know we aren't really. I don't know where y'all's ventures are taking you, but once I get through my research, I'm just gonna see where it takes me, and then I'm probably heading up out of town somewhere.
I will stay within the scythe for now. I have research to finish here. It seems to be a focal point of reference for me. It's something within my core.
Interesting. I mean,
Well, if your kids ain't too busy, I thought, since we're a right group of friends now, that you might want to join me for a little scrapping down in the slums.
Why?
I'm concerned, but I'm also delighted that you just called us friends. So I think that cancels out.
What is in it for Fractal? And what are you doing in the slums?
He wants to fight.
Why?
The little one gets it. All we did down in them sewers was kill a couple of rodents. And then the one time, there's actually something that's worth caving their skulls in. Y'all stop me, and I gotta sit there and watch you do all your friendly diplomacy. So
I will
now
repeat
I'm trying to
myself,
find
large
something
fellow.
to bash inward.
I will repeat myself once more. What is in it for Fractal?
Well, usually when you beat a git to death, you take his stuff.
Oh, we're
Common rebel gear will not make for good reagents.
hang
I'm
on.
gonna be honest with you, Kargas. I doubt we're gonna be able to beat anyone to death. We'll probably be able to find a fight pit to fight in, but not to the death.
It's called the slums for a reason.
Anyways,
They
a
are-
fight, if you start a fight in it,
Yeah, and then the guards come for us.
that's
I'll
why
join
we
you
go
in
to
a
the
fight
slums.
pit. I'll join you in a fight pit. I'm not joining you in a street brawl.
Or you could always look at the job boards.
That's a library lady or god?
Yep. No, that's
Yes.
the librarian.
Oh.
Kagaz turns towards the librarian. Who's this little git?
This
Librarian,
is my
just leave her alone.
library.
We're just here for the ride, so we won't cause problems in here, I promise.
I believe she's talking about the Adventuring Guild board. They put up jobs sometimes to go kill boars and get wolf hides. Not all the wolves drop their hides, though.
Tooth is already looking at the board. She's standing next to
Require
it.
you to kill things.
Oh, I'm not. Is that our thing? Are we gonna be killing stuff?
It's good for money.
Sweetie, do
Yeah,
you
but I'm just not very good at a fight. You know, I just every time I end up throwing punches, my
It's your
arms are sore.
things that are good enough fight. You blue git.
I mean, I make my armor to like compensate for. I don't really know actually how to throw a proper punch. I just kind of let the magic like do its thing.
I don't think there's a job board in the library. So
No, it's not in the library.
we'd have to go to the actual guild. I assume that there's a guild around here.
It's gotta be, yeah.
Your research
different
requires
guilds,
money,
but
doesn't
there's,
it?
like, in the general market square of like the main center of the city, there's like a job board where sometimes it's like, hey, I would like to commission this thing being made, or I have a bounty out on something, or someone please come babysit my kids for date night.
Oh.
To answer your question, Ned, Fractal's head will perk up at that. Look at his new shiny spellbook with his new spells. Look in his pocket. You make a good point.
Bellum, you're going to need money for your research as well, correct?
Maybe. I actually haven't gotten to finish up my research here yet.
What
do you need to eat?
I mean, yeah.
Do you need somewhere to sleep that's not an alley?
I can make do, but I see what your point is.
Then you need money.
Is our lodging still not paid for?
And you have a ready-made adventuring group right here with you.
Oh.
Why's the little one the only one with a brain with all these researchers in here?
I didn't realize.
There's a difference between intelligence and wisdom, Kagaz. There's a difference.
That's fair.
These guys have intelligence, wisdom.
I didn't realize the mission went that good. That's good to hear.
We got paid really well to do a whole lot of nothing.
It does not matter.
Right, Kagaz? We got paid well to do a whole lot of nothing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Paid a little better. We took all them little dragon boy stuff.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that makes sense.
They would have just blown up their treasury. We would have gotten like a quarter of it at best. it was a inefficient bargain. It was better to do nothing. Let it resolve itself.
You really think them gits would blow themselves up before they let us in?
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty metal.
And it is in the past. What is our next course of action?
Apparently to the Adventurers Guild.
I said we
Uh,
look for where's the job board?
It's
At the Adventurers Guild.
no,
He wasn't paying attention to that
don't
part.
really have an adventurers guild here. It's gonna
God
be in the generic market square,
Oh.
like in the center of the town. And
Like a
God
community
did say
board,
this
got it.
to her players earlier.
Thank you very much, miss.
You're
Uh,
welcome.
If you would
Chris-
like me to, I will try to wrangle my monkeys out of your library.
I just need another
You have a
20
few
minutes
more
to get.
hours before sundown, so
I am not a monkey. I am
you've
a
behaved so
warforged.
far.
Well, to be honest, I trust these two to behave themselves. He's gonna obviously point at Fractal and Bellum. Sutha, Kagaz, would you like to journey with me to the town square to look for a job?
The sound of that.
Mr. Ned, was it? What about that lady we did the job first? Does she have another job for us? Should we check in with her?
She
She
said
seemed
if she
like-
had another job for us, she would contact us.
That is true.
Good to know.
She
Very well.
is upper management of the city. I suggest we leave her alone.
Very well.
She's dealing with some
Uh,
shit after last week.
I will remain here and assist Bellum with his research to get us moving along.
Oh, thank you.
Real quick before we head out, Sutha's gonna go over to Fractal. I'm
Yes.
sorry I have to leave, but I will be right back. Hopefully this will not take too long. She looks at the book that she was reading, looks back at Fractal. I need you to look for whatever information you may have on the cult of Thurisdan. For me,
You
please.
How quiet are you when you say that to him?
How quiet are you when you say that to him?
Pretty quiet. It's her own personal business. She wants it to just keep it between her and Fractal.
Agaz wants to hear it though.
There's he only enlarges his ear. Just
He's a nosy git.
You get
Can I go
called
for
it a-
testing?
is that sleight of hand or stealth?
It would be stealth. But you
Sleight
don't
of
have
ear.
disadvantage because this isn't about moving stealthily, it's about speaking stealthily.
Previous history. All right.
Behold,
Behold.
the cult of the wrist.
I now know your entire backstory. Send it to me.
You still
PDF or
You know
DLC.
everything.
just said,
Dude,
Just look into the cult of Thurisdan, and that was it.
unfortunately, you also know what she just said. With a 4.
okay, I didn't know if you counted it because I rolled it with the GM by mistake.
I'm
Yeah,
just saying what it is. It's a 4, coward.
I didn't mean to. My
I
bad.
know, I'm just making fun of you.
I know.
Yep, she just said look into the cult of
I'll just
Thurisdan,
rely
and
on my passive to actually hear that, so I'm good.
Yeah, it's
So,
a
you-
3.
So here's what happens. You the camera leans in. You're like, could you look into the cult of Thursday? And it just pans out. Everyone's ears against your head. Just like, go on.
Almost like
So
you say
Agaz
it
is
and then
standing
you
there with the
realize
TV
as
remote
soon
and he's hitting volume max.
As soon as the words leave your mouth, you realize that you said it louder than you should have.
Yeah.
And it's not that
In a library
you were
where it's
trying to be
naturally
stealthy.
super quiet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not that you were trying to be stealthy and you failed. It's that you failed to remember to be stealthy.
Mhm.
So
She's
you
never
were
been a
just
stealthy person.
Yeah. Can you ask for the cult of Tharizdun for me? Shouldn't have
For
said
me,
that.
for
Like,
me.
literally, as much as I don't like Harry Potter, you literally pulled a Hagrid of like, should not have said that. Should not have said that. Like, I didn't need to say that out loud. Oh no.
She stiffens up, kind of like turns her head over, blows her like flips her braided hair back over. It just starts walking like nothing happened.
If that's
How
what you're
rude are
looking
you?
for, you've definitely got the right book.
She
Yeah.
hand me the book.
I'm holding the book of the brief history of Viscaria that I was going to hand to you to help divvy it up. And correct me if I'm wrong, Liv. Tharizdun was the one Ayun was wounded fighting, and her
Right here, in fact.
Yeah, this very
correct.
yeah. Her and Iona Pelor fought Thera's. Yeah, Pelor fought Thera's-Dune. Iona was wounded.
Valor.
Thera's-Dune was chained at the bottom of the abyss,
Yes.
and that resulted in the scythe,
Yes.
the wounding of Iona.
Yes.
Cool. Just double check my lore.
Yes. Remember, kids, you can always find lore on World Anvil.
No.
Put that in the YouTube
There is-
description. All right, YouTube friends, you'll have my World Anvil link in the description.
That's not
Yeah.
Thera's-Dune. That's
There is. It's
Also,
almost,
remember to
it's
like,
almost
click,
there.
and subscribe.
And don't forget to hit the little bell icon to be notified.
Very close.
Remember to check out the links to Patreon.
According to YouTube statistics, only 3% of you are subscribed.
Yeah.
And a 1.3% of your male. What up, my female viewers?
They're going, oh, thank God, finally it's a female DM that's actually controlling all of these men. Wow, impressive.
Wow, wow.
Yeah, hold on now. I got a little bit of freedom.
Cogas is like, hold the fuck up. First you have
I
to
ain't
invest me
controlled by
in single
nobody.
combat.
Fractals,
Only
whatever
if
he
I'm
wants to,
invested in
whatever they
single
want to be.
combat. Okay.
Sooth is a woman.
Send down a
Well,
CR30
all of
monster.
my players
I'll
are
freak that I'll do it.
There we go.
So they go off to look for
They go
adventure.
to look for the job board. I will go ahead and give you the.
Ned wanted to talk to Sutha.
Oh, there
as
you
they
go.
were walking.
So, real quick, I will do the little bit of the library stuff. So, Bellum, which book do you look at first?
So in Fractal said he was going to help, so I'm going to hand him the book on the scythe and tell him what I'm looking for, because it also
Really a good
covers what
idea.
he's looking for.
He would not be able
And
to
then
find
I'm
the
going
other
to
stuff
read-
easily.
What was that?
He would not be able to find the other stuff as easily.
Right, and then I'm reading the other book, the...
Creations
what's it
and their
called?
Descendants.
Yes, that's the one I'm reading.
All right. Now, I know you gave me the name when we did your interview. Does Bellum know the name of the patron of his grove?
No.
No. Okay. That's going to make it a little, that's going to make the DC a little higher. That's good. That's what I needed to know. Because if you're going through okay, I know the name, I just need specifics.
Yeah, he's currently
So-
looking for descriptors that match what he's looking for.
Okay.
Primarily stars, astrology, creation.
Okay,
etc.
well, creation, things are very much, very similarly laid out, actually, in this book to my deities and religions in my World Anvil, funnily enough. So you're looking for creation, the first thing that you see is the Court of Creation in the table of contents. So you flip to that, you see that it's presided over by the creators of Arathis and Moradin. It oversees the creation of new lands, new peoples, and new technologies. And then also represented are Shantea, Gond, Hephaestus, Melil, and Joaquin. Did you want to look further into this?
Of creation, he will just kind of skim and make notes of the ones that seem similar.
Okay.
He'll
Now give me
he'll
more
like note
specific-
down about Gond
Okay.
and
Patron of craft
some of the
and
other ones
artifice.
creatures. Yeah.
Descendant
as
of Moradin, patron of craft and artifice.
He just notes down each of them. I've got the World Anvil page up so I can try and help.
Okay.
I don't
I
want
also
to.
have
I
it
feel
up.
bad if I take too long. He'll note down Hephaestus and Gond as
Okay.
they have artificer craft and smithing and construction, both things that kind of line up with what he's
Yep.
looking for. But he's going to keep going onto the next court.
Which
To
would
the-
be the Court of the
Court of the
Moon. Because you're looking for different things like the sky. So that is most intimately connected to the night. So it's presided over by Coralon and Sehanine. Oversees the transition of day into night, as well as their specific charge of providing respite from the day's responsibilities and safety during the night time. So also represented in this court are Araleth Letharanil, Celestian, Elistrai, and Saloon. Did you want to look further into this?
Yes, as he's getting more towards the star and night themes,
Okay.
he'll take an in-depth look at each of the deities.
Araleth
Starting with the major ones.
Letharanil is a descendant of both Coralon and Sehanine. They are the patron of starlight and twilight. While they are a deity of the night, he is not a deity of darkness. He represents the beauty of a starlit night and shining a light into the dark to keep hidden evils at bay. He says that you should be the light that illuminates and repels evil. The beauty of the stars brightens the night even when the moon is dark and guides wanderers and travelers to their destinations. Revel in the beauty of the night, but always be vigilant for the dangers it hides.
He thinks that he probably knows it. On that one, he's fairly confident. He's written it down, and if Fractal looks over, he's got basically a list of characteristics he's looking for in these beings.
Okay.
And that one has checked like 98% of the boxes. But there's like he quickly makes a little note and like circles it with a star and then continues reading.
The next one, alphabetically, is Celestian, the descendant of Sehanine. He is the patron of stars, space, and wanderers. Celestian is a tireless traveler who prefers to wander amongst distant stars and roam outside rather than walking the lands. He has power over meteors, comets, asteroids, and other such objects, as well as access to minor weather-based powers. He has a small following, being revered by astronomers, astrologers, navigators, philosophers, dreamers, and others who are interested in the sky and cosmos.
It's there that he's reading it, and he says, it's there he sees the minor weather thing. Forgetting where he goes, I just kind of loudly just sits up and goes, I think that's it. And it is very giddy if Fractal looks over at him popping up. Quickly jots down, and he'll read the others as well, because he needs to make sure. He has to be certain, but he's getting incredibly close to what he's looking for.
Elistrai, the descendant of Corellon, is the patron of freedom and salvation. She represents moonlight, song, dance, and most important, the rejection of the evil ways of Lolth, the Spider Queen. To drow elves who feel like outsiders in their society and react with disgust to the evils perpetrated by some of their kind, the ones that come to the surface and fall in love with the stars, they are the ones who might be pleased to hear Elistrai's call. If they respond to it by going to the surface and remaining, Elistrai offers no guarantee of their safety and no promise of acceptance in the world above, but she opens her followers' hearts to the wonder of the nature and the night, and her songs and signs can show a drow elf how to persevere in that alien environment.
He doesn't feel as confident on that one, and he's going to read the last, I think there's 4.
Saloon, the descendant of Sehanine, is the patron of the moon and navigation. Most of the human population of Telmora considers the moon in the sky to literally be the goddess Saloon gazing down on the world, and the trailing motes of light behind it are her tears. The tears of Saloon, the cluster of starry lights that follow the moon around the sky, are thought to be brought about by the goddess's joy, sorrow, or both. She is also a goddess of stars and navigation, as well as motherhood and reproductive cycles. She's seen as a very calm power, frequently venerated by female humans as well as by a mix of other folks such as navigators and sailors, people that earn a living at night, and people that seek protection in the dark, people who are lost, people who are on quests.
Bellum sits back and thinks, and he's going to flag down the librarian and ask, is it possible to purchase a copy of this book? Or this one in particular?
Well, we don't really have copies here. You might be able to find a bookshop elsewhere that sells it. It's a fairly common book. It's not too terribly rare.
Bellum.
He turns back.
Could I see that book for a little bit?
Yeah, sure. Okay, thank you. I'll be sure to stop by a bookshop. Let me just go jot down the title.
The Creators and Their Descendants.
Yeah, I have it.
He's going to stop you from writing that down. Get me some paper.
He takes out his ream of
Cool.
20 bound parchment pages.
This is to repay you for assisting me with the thing earlier. And he's going to just start power reading the sections that he wanted.
It's the whole book he's looking to copy. But
how big a book is it? How big a book is it?
Well, let's see. Within the book, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 courts, each with 2 major deities and typically at least 2 to 3, sometimes 4 minor deities represented in there as well as a section on the 3 banished gods.
Would it be possible for me to read this, just like power reading it, get it in my mind?
I don't think Keen Mind lets you read quickly.
It does not, but
I understand what you're
if I
getting
can,
at with Keen Mind. I would say you could pick 3 sections to read in their entirety with your Keen Mind.
could you check the message that I sent you?
Okay.
No.
Since
that was his thing. Okay, I just need to check if that would have helped.
I'll message you back.
Remember?
So if I may, if he's also still getting those 3 sections, I think I know which 3 that I would request. If that's the conversations that are happening.
Well,
Fair enough.
I don't necessarily know that it's 3. I'm just saying mechanically, that's about how much you would be able to get through before the library closes.
Okay, then
I'll tell him to his face. I can get you 3
he will ask if you can do
in perfect detail.
If you will copy the Court of Creation, the Court of the Moon, and there's a table of contents in this, right? Where I can select the name of the courts.
Yes.
Okay. He'll also ask for the Court of Visions or Wisdom.
That's up
Evens, Wisdom. Odds the other. So, what did I say? Wisdom and
Wisdom or Visions.
So, Court of Visions.
All right, he'll get you those 3, and then just immediately with. You realize, like, the reason his hand was so cold is to offset the friction heat, where that hand is starting to immediately just jot down.
Are you also going to? Well, you don't need to write it down right now. You mainly just need to get through reading it.
I mean, he can do something. Okay, all right.
You can write
Whatever
it whenever. It's going to stick in your head. That's not the thing you have to do quickly.
I know. I'm just doing that if that's possible.
Are you also still looking for the information on Tharizdun for Sutha?
Said to look up for the cult of Tharizdun, and he'll do that at some point. He's not understood that like where a book on the cult would be. That's in his mind right now.
Well, this is the book that she said it's either in this one or in
Didn't say that.
Telmora before I
said
she gave it to you.
Did she? Well, I didn't take that part. I asked if he gave me the book and I didn't get a response.
You did get the book.
Thank you. Well then, fuck you, Bellum.
That will cut into your time.
Then I don't know how to respond. I didn't know I had the book, so.
You technically now have both books, and there is information in both.
Okay.
I just need to know if you're prioritizing Sutha's
Make a choice.
Fuck off. I guess so. Sorry, Bellum. I'm busy then.
Okay. Then
you can get 1 for Bellum.
No, just Tharizdun. Just
okay.
Tharizdun.
All right.
Okay. Then Bellum will note it down and go look for a bookshop.
Yep.
Quickly.
Did you not want
to?
You didn't want to look for anything else, Connor?
That he found the biggest thing he was looking for today. He's very what's the word? Single track minded. He found his first thing, so he's trying to follow it to the end, and then he'll look at his other stuff. Yeah, I'm aware that the first thing he asked for, he's not actually got any information on.
The first thing that you asked me for that I spent the most time on.
I'm sorry.
Then what can I find on Tharizdun?
On Tharizdun, the Chained Oblivion. So this basic information is in the creators and their descendants under the section of the banished gods. So what it says is the banished gods refers to the three creators who split from the others in the beginning after conflict with the other creators. Tharizdun is an entity of pure darkness and decimation, born of the conflict created by Lolth and the war between the two factions of dragons, chromatic and metallic. It took the power of all the creators to weaken and bind him in a pocket of the astral sea, though Ioun was gravely wounded in the process. Then in the
Anything about his followers.
in Telmora before isolation, what you find is that Tharizdun is darkness unending, less like a god and more like another world entirely. Life and death do not exist within Tharizdun, only utter destruction and madness. He was brought forth from the conflict between the creators and their creations during the first spark, and they spread decimation in its wake. It was brought low by the other creators, but it grievously wounded Ioun in the process, and before being sealed away by Pelor. In its endless imprisonment, Tharizdun dreams the infinite depths of the abyss into reality, along with all its demonic legions. Now its chaotic mind has fallen into more frightful dreams, imagining nightmarish aberrations into existence deep beneath Telmora. Tharizdun, also known as the Chained Oblivion's demented cultists, work without word from their twisted patron, awaiting the epoch of ends, when its freedom will be attained, and all beings shall be consumed in deathlessness unending. Tharizdun is believed to be chained in the deepest pits of the abyss within the astral sea, bound by divine shackles that slowly weaken, leaking its madness into the planes. The commandments of Tharizdun that have been set down potentially by some of its first cultists and worshippers before isolation are: offer and siphon power to Tharizdun until its liberation comes. Uncover, restore, and exalt forgotten shrines and relics in his honor, and ruin and raze the realms to prepare for the epoch of ends, raze being spelled R-A-Z-E.
I guess next time I see Sutha, I'll repeat that verbatim.
Yeah.
And DM, if it's okay, do you have a price for going and buying a copy of that book that I can just mark off?
I'll say it's 25 gold. So I think that's what
And
we
I will-
decided was the price for a book.
Yeah. I was just asking, so I'll deduct that, and he will have that for reading. And then if we're
Okay.
still in town, I might ask about the other thing in another day.
Okay.
You can jump into the other people.
You might find it in there. All right. And now back to our friends that are walking to the center of town towards the market square and the job board.
Sutha, I have a question for you.
What is it you know?
Fractal and you. What's the relationship between the two of you?
I was called by my god to follow him. I found him. And now I will follow him onwards.
I had more of a wet nurse feeling from the two of you.
Wait. So one of them big old gits hiding out in the magicy world told you to go follow that robot, and now you're just doing it. Like nothing else. Just that.
People
Is
do
part of my-
stranger things for their gods.
Well,
That is-
I ain't gonna
yeah.
disagree with you on that. But that's all it takes.
Sometimes a purpose may be simple, sometimes it need be complex, but either way, that is mine, or at least part of it.
Fuck yes.
Well, there are worse reasons to follow someone.
Oh, I know all about that one. But enough about that. He's gonna nudge Sutha on the shoulder. So you're dealing with a cult?
Let's just drop it. It is personal business. Let's see if we can find you something to smash, Kagas.
Oh, but a coat would be perfect to smash. Why don't we just go find them kids and just give them a good old whooping? Just
You're
clump them
lucky.
in, crack their
You're-
skulls, the standard.
You're lucky your muscles are tight because there's just air going straight through your ears. But anyways, let's continue.
Oh, come on. I ain't that dumb. Just because I think I can beat up a bunch of pansies in robes and do things for a god who's just sleeping.
You get like a genuinely she kind of like her
Oh, wait, no offense. I'll get you to do that. But you ain't in a robe, and you ain't a pansy. You got at least half of a good orc in you.
Oh my god.
She genuinely starts laughing, gets a good laugh out of that. What about y'all? What y'all doing before this?
What was I doing before this? Yeah, that's a little complex.
You said you had a profession change, yes? Or in the middle of one?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised you actually bothered to remember anything I said when I walked in.
I have my moments.
Well, as a matter of fact, I was in charge of a war band. We were quite popular at the time, but it's been a little while. I had a little bit of an issue falling into some chasm. And as I spent my time in there, I found out that it was some hidey hole of them big old gits. Not them Goliaths, them giants. The big lads. Them knobs. They had stuff written all about. No, I just went to reading, and I found out that I could actually use the power of them giant runes. Now, training myself up in that so I can go lead my boys and we can find the toughest gits out there and crack their skulls in.
You never, by any chance, came across a female orc, full orc, named Granda Oak Smashers in your previous travels, did you?
Can I do a
Grand-
history check to see if Kagaz would know that? Or
Go ahead.
is 3 plus 3 be like? Oh my god.
Never
Nope.
heard of her.
Yeah. I like to think that I'll remember a name like that, but to be honest, nope. Not even a bit.
Okay. What about you, Ned?
Have I ever heard of that?
No. I meant like, what were you doing before this?
No, never
You
heard
can
of
if
her.
you want.
No, never heard of her.
Oh,
Before
okay.
this, I've worked odd jobs here and there, doing this, doing that.
Oh, come on. You can't just give us odd jobs. Give us some specifics. What you doing down at that hut? You shanking gits?
Oh god,
No,
so fucking much.
no,
Guys,
I'm
there's
very
advantages
much,
to being. Sorry.
I'm very much against shanking gits.
Oh, not with this
I
me.
will if I
You
have
won't
to.
threaten me.
I will
Much
if I have
against
to.
shanking gits.
Don't get me wrong. I will if I have to, but only if I have to. As I said, I've been doing this. I've been doing that. Complicated. This new profession of helping people out is relatively new for me, but probably not for you. I've been doing it for about 30 years now. I just
Very
move
nice.
from town to town, assist in any way I can, then I move to the next town.
Well,
What would
That's
you
pretty
say is your
kind of
specialty? What do you excel at? Information gathering, being unnoticed in the general public. What would you say you're best at?
I think if he was
Information
in a
gathering.
crowd, he'd go pretty unnoticed for the most part. You can't really see
I
him.
am good at keeping myself not seen, but
Put us back.
finding things out, seeing things people don't see, finding things people can't find. That's what I'm bad at. Good at. That's what I'm best at. Talking,
Well,
not too good.
I I hope that you're a bit good at the sneaking thing, because the only thing that you can't really hide in with that hut is grass.
Oh, I can hide in grass.
You know what? You show me the next time we find some.
Will do. To
And
be
look at
honest,
the
I could
old
probably
man.
hide behind both. Definitely hide behind you. Pretty
You
easily.
could stack about 4 of you and you'd hide behind me.
Agreed. I could also hide pretty easily behind Bellum.
The lanky kid.
Yeah.
Well, I guess if you strap yourself to his back.
I don't even have to do that. I just got to make people break eye contact with me, or not even eye contact. Just I have to stop them from being able to see me for a few seconds, and then I can get hidden pretty well.
Like a
I can
dash
do
of the
that
night
just by
he
running
comes.
behind one of you. Just got to break contact.
Like in the dash of the night he comes, like a dash in the night he goes. He truly is. She just kind of like mumbles to herself, but
I like that. I mean, I'm not the best there is at it. I definitely am not.
That must
But-
be the human in you. With all them poetry.
Oh,
my father was a very expressive person.
I was confused there for a second. I thought you were talking to me about the human.
Now, if you had a human in you, that'd be a little different.
No human. No human. Just good old halfling. Where is that market board?
Yeah.
It's about now that you finally get up to it. You see that some of the postings have been torn down as people either they were completed and so the original poster came up and took them down. You see some tacks and nails in the board, sort of a wooden post board. And some of them have had where papers have just been torn down of like, okay, we're going to take this job. Nobody else can take it. But there are 4 that stand out to you. You see some that are basically like, you know, like I said, like, please come babysit my kids, or I need this specific item crafted. I'd like to commission a craftsman to do this job. But the 4 that stand out to you, first is adventurers needed to retrieve materials. Knowledge of herbalism and or alchemy a plus, but not needed. Inquire at the Fairy Fire Alchemical Laboratory. Potentially dangerous. Reward paid in gold and items. And then let me know when you're ready for the next one.
And it was the
Can
metric system.
you copy paste that?
Yeah. It's
That's a good
like
idea.
a list. Yeah.
Yeah, that might be easier than me trying to write this down by hand.
That's a good idea. I'll copy paste it after I read it. There we go. That's the first one. The second one, seeking people with little to no regard for personal safety to investigate strange noises coming from the catacombs. If interested, inquire at the temple.
Down to this one.
This one is signed Father Yosef.
She smiles and just glances at Kagas and just like
So does Ned.
just in unison, perfect.
The third,
Hey, you one of them holy kids. You'd love it too, right? Catacombs, all them dead things.
Oh.
the third says official bounty 1,000 gold. In the middle of the page is an artistic drawing of a winged creature with 2 legs, a spined tail, tufts of what in the drawing look like they could be spines protruding between the creature's wings, sort of where shoulder blades would be, and a wickedly sharp beak. Below this depiction, it says, warning, extremely dangerous.
Come on now. Why you gotta put me on a divide like this?
Then the fourth and final one says, these goblins have been a menace to our lands for long enough. 1,500 gold pieces to anyone who brings back the head of the goblin boss, Bree Yark. Payment guaranteed by the Merchants Guild.
Or maybe we can just send Ned to talk to them.
No. Goblins are wholly different. Wholly different.
You are the face.
All right. So both Sutha and I agree that Father Joseph's and the bounty quest are out of the question, correct?
Read through me a little regard. Yeah. Probably.
And
I like the second.
I'm not too keen on working for an alchemist. I've
Yeah,
known a few.
that looks like something that big tall git would do.
Yeah, so
He'd be like, "Oh, this
Yeah.
now, this
Right
now."
now, unrelated, Bellum is in the shop. He's like, man, I really wish somebody else who has your tech knowledge.
yeah.
Just bubble disperses.
Kagaz, would you like to go crump some goblins?
You just asked me if I want to go crump some fucking grots like that. Ain't no point in the day where I don't. Let's go.
Ned will reach up and grab that one off the board.
Goblins are built for getting thrown or getting killed.
I don't think there was any other choice.
Honestly, neither do I.
To be honest, I could have gone for any of them but that first one. That thing looked like a wyvern almost. I ain't ever gonna turn down a scrap with a wyvern.
Sounds like one.
Period.
Sounds like one. All right, so does it say anywhere on there that we need to check in with someone or just
It when
Yeah, like
you
any
when you
fine
pull
print.
them down, the second two the two that are not labeled with places to go meet, the bounty hunt, when you turn it over, it says, remember, this is extremely dangerous. If you're really sure,
we left that one behind, so we don't need to know about it.
the bounty hunt?
Yeah, we took the goblins.
Oh, the
Yeah, the 1500,
goblins.
not the
goblin
wing
says
creature. Yeah.
the goblins, you gather that since it is the
Merchant Guild.
payment is guaranteed by the Merchants Guild, that you would go to the Merchants Guild.
Oh,
Right.
okay. All right.
So, should we go collect the others, then go to the Merchant Guild, or just head straight there so we make sure we make it before sundown?
You only know
I
that the
think we could just
library
head
is
right
closing
over.
at sundown. You don't know that other places close at sundown necessarily.
I also
There's
don't know
no-
that they stay open.
All very true.
There's no like
Yep.
time limit or anything written on it, right?
No.
Like
you would
ASAP or
you would notice that the Goblin Notice is the newest. The paper is the least weathered. And the one from Father Joseph has been up there for probably a bit. It's a bit tattered. It looks like it's been handled a lot. The ink is kind of starting to fade. You gather that a lot of people have looked at that and going, little to no regard for personal safety and no mention of pay. I think I'll pass until they get desperate and start posting their offer.
Can I make? This is totally unrelated. What is English? Unrelated. Can I make some sort of check? Because she takes a glance at that one, the speaking to people to go into the catacombs,
Yeah.
just for any type of notion, maybe a lesser form of divine intervention. I don't know, just some type of check or something. Get
To
some sort of insight on that one you said that's been left up there for a long time that no one's interested in.
okay, make a religion check,
Religion?
because you're specifically asking your deity, yeah.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
there's
make
not
a
like
religion check.
nope.
Oh.
Get to and leave.
The best I can gather is that technically it is the only one of the four that is posted without any mention of reward or pay. So it's probably people going, this is gonna be dangerous, and you're not even guaranteeing that you're gonna pay me with anything. Because even though the alchemist, the first one, does not specify amount, it does specify that you will be paid in gold and in items. And the other two mention monetary values. You gather that this one is people are not wanting to take a big risk for a little reward.
She just looks at it and just goes, something, I'll worry about this later, and then turns back around. She's just something caught her attention, but she'll look back.
Okay. What is everyone's passive perception?
14.
13.
11.
I said
Not yours.
perception.
Oh,
In the markets,
Uh,
it's
the-
yeah, passive.
you said everyone.
We're not people, Connor.
Oh yeah, you're right.
You're not there.
16. I think the same as
16,
Ned's
16.
16.
Yeah, 16.
No, that's higher. I'm only 14.
I thought yours was 16. Oh, never mind.
What is yours, Sutha?
16.
16. Okay, 16 makes it. As you are looking away from the board, you notice a stocky looking dwarven woman in a nearby larger looking building, eyeing Ned specifically.
Nice ass.
She doesn't look. She kind of looks away. Just kind of goes into conversation with Ned. Ned,
Yes.
there is a stocky dwarven woman over that way. She kind of just like doesn't turn her head, but just kind of nods it in that direction while looking at him. Is currently eyeing you up and down.
Ned's gonna try and look without making it obvious.
Like Ned's right beside him.
You guys
but, like,
hear
I guess
this? Please tell
like,
me you guys hears it.
she tries to like get in the way so that way he tries to look back. He can kind of like try to like cover the full of Ned's body or something. Try to get a.
Please tell me you guys heard this.
Okay. So Kagaz is wanting to hear. So Sutha, make me a stealth check. Just a regular, not at disadvantage, because again, this is about whispering. And then Ned, make me a stealth or sleight of hand, whichever you prefer, to kind of
Fucking hell.
yeah, you turn around.
Oh,
it's that
you
one-
rail 20.
What a rogue.
Would he have advantage? Would he
Well,
have
no.
advantage because I
Sutha was
am?
giving me advantage.
That's true.
due to
Yeah, you have
I'm
advantage. So you
standing-
just kind of turn around subtly, and you see the stocky dwarf woman looking right at you. You don't make eye contact with her, but you can tell that if you were trying to, that she would be making eye contact with you. She is not attempting to be subtle in any way, shape, or form.
Do I
Kagaz,
recognize
you
her at
absolutely
all?
hear it. No.
And I assume Kagaz heard.
Yes, he did. She looks fairly well dressed, but she is looking at you. Every once in a while, her gaze darts down to your hand and then back up to your face.
First off, the moment Kagaz hears this, if you want to look in the Discord.
Shit.
There.
Ned's gonna just kind of look back up to Sutha, then look at Kagaz. Just go ahead and continue on without me. I'll go figure out what the hell this is. Just go. And he's gonna do a light jog over to the dwarven lady.
I just want to say, fuck the divination wizard. Am I right? 7, 15. I still got one more 17, fuckers.
The funny thing, we made
Almost
zero
like we
rules on
should've
getting
gone
our
with
information. And I was really hoping. I was like, yeah, I'll be near Fractal, in case any look for anything, he can use it. Nope.
I'm just
But
me and him are
checks.
sipping tea. I'm sipping some motor oil. I wonder what they're doing. I do say. Oh, nurse.
Oh, I found this paragraph to be very gripping. What do you think it means?
Oh,
Thank you,
the
sir.
metric system. Anyway.
Speaking of gripping, you cut over to Kagaz gripping someone's neck as he's beating someone who's picking his pockets.
So, so you jog over to the dwarven woman. She goes, "Oh, finally, I got your bloody attention."
Nice cock, bro.
Is this a standard woman?
A
Who looks
dwarf?
at you from a distance and is like, why aren't you getting my signal?
Dwarf woman, you took my flyer.
Oh, goblins.
Aye.
Why don't you just throw something at us? Okay,
Why
where
would
are
I
they?
throw something at you? I'm wanting to hire you.
To get my attention, since I obviously didn't see you.
Clearly, you did.
No, my half-orc friend did. She just got my attention. Where are the goblins?
Well, someone did. The goblins, they're gonna be in their lair. It's not too far out of town. But alright. So basically, there's always goblin bands that will occasionally steal a shipment or two from the guild. I represent the Merchants Guild, of course. So, this particular band has gone too far. They've stopped every shipment of goods from the south for the last 3 months. Enough is enough. The guild will be happy to pay anyone who can clear out the goblins and bring back the head of their leader, Bree Yark. Now, this is a dangerous quest. Many have attempted to do so and failed. But if you succeed, I will be happy to pay you a large, yet undisclosed sum of gold and give you a letter of recommendation which will give you discounts from any merchant represented by our guild, which is a fair number in this city.
He takes a look at the flyer again, looks at her, undisclosed amount of gold. Looks at the flyer.
Shite, I did put it on there, didn't I? Well, yeah, that's the amount. If I put it on there, so scatterbrained.
But the discount.
Aye.
I'm looking forward to that.
Good. I hope you are.
And trust me, it's not just the three of us. We got a nice rounded party. We can get this done.
However many you want to have, that's up to you.
Yes. Which road?
South.
South Road. All right.
It's an abandoned mine a bit south of the city. It's not too far. You'll find it pretty easily.
All right.
I'm Lucille, by the way. Lucille Stonecarver. This is she.
I'm dwarf name. God, I need to find a generator. I need to.
FantasyNameGenerators.com, buddy.
They don't help. They don't help. I keep using that. It doesn't help me. It's like
it helps me, so that's a problem.
It's like Scottish.
What was her name again?
Scottish name.
Lucille.
What was her name again?
Go ahead.
Lucille
Stonecarver.
What was the last name?
Stonecarver. It always seems to go along the lines of name, material, tool.
Do you have a problem with my name, random person?
No, I'm sorry. I came to the wrong dimension. Goodbye.
There can be only one. Gets sucked in through a portal.
Honestly. Oh, I don't have a time limit either. I know it's going to be tough. Go in. Try not to get yourself killed or any of your companions killed. It's mostly important that it gets done. I mean, sooner is better, but if it happens, it happens. That's the main thing.
I imagine we'll probably start working on this tomorrow.
Even better.
Yes. Anything else you could tell us? This goblin leader.
Bree
How long have they been around?
Well, I mean, goblins are not terribly long-lived, so I'm not sure how long this particular Bree Yark has been in power. I have been told that it's a bit of a ceremonial name, so they kind of transfer it from leader to leader. I will say,
so they're all named
really
Bree.
only been this bad recently in the past few months, about 3 months or so back. So it's very possible that the previous leader got himself axed, and this is the new one, and he's been much more brazen with attacking the caravans.
All right. Well, we'll head south, find this mine. If we're attacked by any goblins on the way, we will do things to them. We'll crump them.
You said the word.
Did you get that word from your orc friend over there?
Yes, I imagine he's going to be doing most of the crumping.
That is fair. Honestly, whoever does the crumping doesn't matter to me. As long as they know not to mess with our shipments.
If we find any of your shipments, we will.
Bringing it back, it'd be a good deterrent.
Yes. If we find any of your shipments, we'll try to bring back what we can, but
we
don't own a wagon or draft animals. So
bless you, lads. We'll
definitely let you know if there's anything left behind.
Absolutely. If there's anything left behind, we'd be able to go and get it out. Just let us know.
Will do. Well, thank you kindly for your time, Miss Stonecarver.
You're welcome, Mr.
Ned.
Very nice. She kind of does the medieval friendship grip where it's not quite hand to hand, but it's forearm, hand to forearm. She has
Crushes his
a
arm.
You know what that's
mighty
technically
grip.
for, right?
Huh?
It's checking for knives.
I get it.
You gather that for her, you almost think that instinctively, but then you're like, oh shit. Her
Oh shit, she's gonna find my knife is exactly what he thinks.
And then your brain goes to, oh, her grip
Alright.
is so strong she was genuinely worried about crushing my little fingers. Because,
And alright,
Damn.
she's legitimate business. Yes.
yeah.
Because I assume my 25 insight lets me know that.
Oh yeah, it's legit. It is, her frustration is genuine. Especially the fact that she saw that you took her flyer and was like, fucking finally, someone to do my job. Get over here, let's talk deets.
Alright. So we'll get this done for you, miss. Until we're back and we're victorious.
Very
Have a good
well.
day.
This is the Merchant's Guild, so whenever you're done, just return here.
Will do.
Best of luck to you, lad.
Yes.
Get
yes.
directions on where to go, right?
And he's gonna jog back to the group.
It's to the south, random metagaming pigeon.
Well, I go where north is, so I'll go the other way. God!
I already got the direction, jackass.
Don't care, I'm a compass. Shut up.
Nito, I was waiting till since Norman or Ned was getting back
Close
to
enough.
us, I was gonna answer it like out loud instead of typing it.
Right.
Anyway.
What?
When you get
Three-quarters
back,
order,
Kagaz is talking with Sutha, and Sutha's got her arms crossed and smirking at him. And then he's just looking at her for a moment. He's like, well, I actually was asking. Did she not give herself that title? Usually you get names like that from doing something. I thought she was smashing the Trent's noggin in.
Takes one arm up, her hands up to the left bridge of her nose. Sees Ned come back. So Ned, how did it go?
She's a representative of the Merchants Guild. She just wanted to give us some information, which she gave me, to lead us on our way in a more expeditious manner. And if we get this job done, they'll give us a marker that gives us a discount on all the merchant shops that they represent. So, this seems like a pretty good job. Not only are we going to get the 1,500 gold, we're also going to get, discounts everywhere we go.
Very nice. Very nice.
So, I know where we're going. We're heading to the south. They're held up in a little mine down there. I assume we should just head out tomorrow, not today. It's getting close to dark.
Agreed.
And they want us to, if we find any of their absconded merchandise, to bring it back to them, if we can. I let them know we don't have a wagon or a pack mule or a beast of burden. Looks at Kagaz, so to speak.
Technically, that
so-
would be your beast of burden.
So they just asked we let them know when we clear it out. That way they can go collect it all themselves.
All right. Fair enough.
So shall we go collect our book boys?
It'll serve them better doing some crumping than reading all them books in there.
God.
Yeah.
Can I do just a quick perception check? Like, what's the area look like around here? You said it's just like a general merchant store, and
Yeah, there's
it's
the
just basically
Merchant's Guild.
like a bazaar.
This is more the town square. It's kind of like a big cross road, and you're in the center of what would essentially be kind of like a roundabout if it were streets, like car streets.
Oh, okay.
So there's bazaars on each of the intersecting streets, and then you're kind of in the central area. So there's 4 larger permanent buildings, and one of them is the Merchant's Guild.
Okay.
The library's actively on fire.
In the distance, I see smoke. I was just gonna do a perception check to just try and see if there might be anything out of the ordinary or anybody else potentially that maybe has an eye on us. or
Make a perception
something.
check.
I heard you say that there is dude like from outside the library into the rest of the city.
Yeah, you
Echoes.
just hear, yeah, the rest of the,
It's the sound she makes when she coughs.
nope.
You don't
see
notice
a thing.
anything.
Nope. Everything's good.
There's just Thrisdun himself is behind you. Hello. Heard you was talking shit, mortal.
Bold of you to assume they speak.
I am bold. Have you not met me?
So you go back to the library. Book friends, is there anything else you wanted to glean in your time before the library closes at sundown?
I do, but I feel like I've taken up enough time with my research.
Anything interesting on the ruins of Plata?
Anything interesting on the ruins of Plata? Let me go.
Perhaps why they're ruins?
Why they're ruins?
Yeah.
That's what you want to know? I can give you the answer. Give me just a second. Let me pull that up real quick.
Not that I need it, but I used the 17.
So the ruins of Plata is they are the remnants of an ancient civilization. You gather it was probably called Plata. Researchers have not been able to determine the exact date of the city's creation, nor of when it fell to destruction. But some people have theorized that Plata was one of the first settlements on Telmora as a whole. Any of the artifacts retrieved from within the ruins are sent to the city of Isolon to be studied.
Noted. Active archaeological site. Got it.
Yeah.
Noted.
Oh, that's right. Neat.
And
Bellum, did you want to look for more?
I do, but I feel
Dude,
bad
just
to-
freaking do it. Shut up.
Fine. Fuck
If
you. You
the
don't get to
other
talk anymore
players
then.
are saying
Just
it's
do it,
I'm
man.
okay with that. I don't like being the face of the party as it is.
Fox,
I was
done it.
reeling it back on your behalf. Fuck it. I go
Connor,
on.
just do what you're gonna do, man.
You've known
Yeah.
Norman too long for this to
Dude.
matter to you anymore.
Yes,
So you genuinely. Here's how I'll put this in character, because this feels appropriate, especially because you
It
said
just-
Bellum is very one-track minded. So you've found this information. You really are thinking that it is Celestian that is the patron of your grove. You're like, okay, I'm gonna go investigate that. I'm putting the book aside, and just as you set it down on the table, you feel a tug. That you're really meaning to go investigate this further in a different way. But something tugs you back to the book.
I sit back down. Open it up.
It leads you back to a subsection of the Court of the Moon, back to Celestian. And you turn the page, and there's a little handwritten note that falls out.
Pick up this note and look around. Is there anybody who's just walked by my table?
No, it looks like it's been in there for a while.
I unfold it and begin reading it.
At the top, as if a title, it says Celestian's Dealings on Telmora. Below that, it details a brief history of the origination of your grove, known as the Earth Stars. That they fled from the stuffy, oppressive lifestyle of Sheva Kerlora. And they cried out for aid, and Celestian answered their call. He led them to a place that you recognize as being the home of your grove, and placed enchanted barriers around the boundary that hid their grove from sight and from intrusion. So, much soon after this dedication, Celestian departed the grove, as he prefers to wander and watch from afar, which you knew.
Right.
5 generations ago, which you're looking at this, you see hastily scribbled the departure and... Oh, the word is escaping me. The departure and exile of Bruneri. And underneath it says, well, it wouldn't say 5 generations ago, but it's basically, it gives a year that you're like, that's about 5 generations ago in your grove. There was a high seer named Bruneri that was given a vision in which Celestian delivered a prophecy that he was to pass on to the grove. And the prophecy is written below. No paradise in place remains forever. For when the light of stars doth touch the land, bent to the will of one within thy midst, a time of desperation is at hand. The song of storms shall break upon this grove and hide your ruination from my sight. My power shall not pierce this darkened veil, and ever shall thy lands be covered in night. Yet should thou rout the storm afore it breaks, an age of peace, the like thou hast not known, shall spread throughout thy people evermore, and guide them to the light that now has shone. The song of storms shall end or shall begin, the next of ages for thee and thy kin. And that is the end of the note.
You have that also typed out?
Yeah.
May I have that?
That's a whole ass note.
Yeah, I started to type and I went, no, I can't.
That's a sonnet,
Press A, press A, press A, press A, press A.
Oh no, Control C that. Yeah, if you'll DM me that, or thank you. Is Fractal still in the library with me? This is important.
Yes.
Are you focused in on your Sutha things with Thera's doing?
Yes.
Bellum is going to slowly slip away. And
Fractal, what's your passive perception?
My passive perception is 13.
would you like a stealth check?
13 and you're super focused in? No.
Okay.
Well, hold on. What is your stealth modifier?
A 0.
0?
Are you,
Nah,
are
you're
you, are you in your armor?
You're fine.
It's canceled out. Or
Okay.
wait, ooh, hang on. Is
No,
it
I
canceled
think
out
you're
on this
fine.
floor? No, it's not canceled on this floor. Anyway.
Especially because Fractal said he's basically like really into this speed reading. So I'm going to say that basically does enough to even out the passive and of your stealth and the passive of his perception.
Okay. So he's going to get up and is it possible for him to just slip that note into his bag? Or actually, specifically, there's something first. Is there a name written on who made this handwritten note?
No.
Before he goes further, he's going to copy it down word from word at another table on one of his parchment reams, leaving basically double-spaced form so he can annotate later. And then after the ink's set on that, he's going to roll it up, stow it in his scroll case, and he's going to go approach the librarian about. I think somebody left some research in this book of mine that I was reading. Is there any kind of log of people who like checked it out, maybe?
Well, we really don't do checkouts. It's more of like a research library where people just come and sit. We don't really let the books leave because we're so small. So unfortunately, no.
Okay,
Sorry.
Here, let me go back and get the note. And he is going to take... I did say I just did it double-spaced, and it's big. How big is this handwritten note?
I mean, it's slightly bigger unfolded than the page of a book.
So how does it compare to my parchment page I wrote, I should say? Is mine much
Slightly
bigger, or...?
smaller, as though it had been weathered with time.
Okay. Then he will take the one he wrote and fold it up and put the real one into his bag and hand the one he actually wrote to the librarian. Yeah, I found this in there. I figured you wouldn't want to keep it in there, so I figured I'd turn it into you.
Oh,
You know,
thanks.
I wouldn't want it to like smear any stuff. It looks a bit old.
It does. Thank you.
That is entirely his weathered paper, not the real one.
Right.
Okay. He hands that and he goes, "Well, I'm gonna head out." Nope, that'd be how Connor said. I'm going to go and see about getting a copy of that book for my travels. You have a lovely day.
You as well.
And he just kind of has it in his pocket, and like the equivalent of like a front coat pocket above his heart and chest, and just thumbs the paper corner and is very curious about it.
Yep.
Just goes out. That's when he buys his book and is just kind of in a haze, wandering about town,
Yep.
thinking.
The bookstore is not far from the Merchant Square. The
Okay.
town.
Supply and demand.
He drops the 25 gold, no haggling. He basically just walks in. Do you have this book? Yeah. Here you go. It's very much is in a bit of a fog for the rest of the day. And that's it. Before the party finds him eventually wandering back.
Hey, Bellum. Didn't we leave you in the library?
Hi. Yeah, sorry. I just I went to go pick up a copy of one I was going to be reading on the road. And
Where's
would you look at the time?
Fractal?
I think he's still there.
Remember the last time Fractal was left alone, Sutha?
Well, we have a job.
Oh, that's good.
Let's go collect Fractal. We can discuss this at the end.
Yeah. Very much as you're talking to Bellum, he's just like hearing what you're saying, and then just like drifting off mid sentence. Mm-hmm.
Dad's just gonna put his hand on Bellum's shoulder and just snap in front of his face. Boy, you gotta look forward, big bit.
Yes.
Liv,
Yep.
after Fractal's done with the book, noticing that he's one of like two people in the library, it's like, I see Bolum has left. Alright then.
He left not too long ago. You were really engrossed in that book, so I was just gonna come over. I was actually just about to come over and let you know that we're closing in 30 minutes.
That is fine. I feel it is time for me to go take a walk.
Okay.
And he's going. And before everyone else gets there,
leave the maps
Fractal.
there. I actually need to reshelve them in order for all the metrics to work properly, so it's actually better if you leave them for me to shelve.
Of course.
Thank you.
All right. Goodbye. And Fractal, analyzing information he's internally stored, is going to go for a walk before the party gets there.
There you go.
Disappeared.
Do you
into
go
the
walk
slums.
anywhere in particular or just wander?
How do it's about sunset, right?
It's about half an hour before sunset.
I guess he'll just he'll just go on like a semi-autopilot and start walking around.
The streets are kind of grid-like, so you're able to. They're not circuitous, or it's very much like walking through Alphabet City in New York, where it's like, okay, we're on Avenue A, now we're on Avenue B, now we're on Avenue C, and so on and so forth. Like it makes sense the way the city is laid out.
Yeah. Yep. He'll start wandering in random directions. Just I have no prime directive right now. Might as well walk out the rest of today's battery.
All right. You just kind of find yourself wandering, your feet taking you places.
As I internalize, the fuck is a Tharizdun? And then just like cycling that away in his internal metrics.
Yep. Eventually,
Then I
because
suppose
the
we get
city
to the
is
library
so
and it's like,
circuitous.
fuck,
Yep.
we lost our demon robot.
A random place in the city explodes in green fire.
Looks at Sutha. You have any way of tracking him down when he wanders off?
I would know some objects he has on him, right? So I could cast locate object. Okay.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you gave him the
definitely,
book.
At the very least, you know about the spell book that he just got from the kobold.
Yeah, I can find him.
But yeah,
That's
you
okay.
travel with him
All
long
right.
enough that
Do
you
you
know.
want us to come along, or do you want to just meet us back at the end?
I mean, give or take a few hours, you just look for where all the moths are flying.
I'm not too keen on leaving him alone in the city. Sutha, back at the inn. You want us to come?
No sense of humor.
I'll go find him. I'll meet you back there in a little bit.
Gotcha. All right,
You
back
just
to the
haven't since
inn.
he wanders near the slums. This is a poor architecture. He starts like writing down ways to improve the architecture, just like structural stability, just as he's going. It's like,
You see people looking at you warily, but just kind of like, you know, sometimes when bureaucrats come into poorer areas, it's for gentrification. So they're a little worried.
God.
You said Sutha's going after Fractal, right?
Yeah, she's gonna go find him. She casts locate object. She's going to get him.
Can Kagaz come with you?
If you want to, if y'all want to, if you wish to, or y'all can head on back. I'll meet you back there if you wish to come. Sure.
You'll babysit him, right?
A little bit of adventuring. Might run into some miscreants.
Whoever
You'll-
wishes to come.
You'll take care of him, right? Make sure he doesn't get into any trouble, do anything that'll get us fired or kicked out of the city.
No, thank you, Kagaz. You're helping me out. It's just, Kagaz is gonna fuck something up.
She just gives you a smile, Daddy goes, I'll make sure he doesn't. And gives you a
Kagaz, the
wink.
fact that you fuck things up is one of my favorite things about you. Just not in a city.
I'm gonna take that compliment. Let's go.
Oh
I'd
my
like
God.
I'd like to say that Bellum's in a haze at the moment, and as everyone's walking away, he doesn't walk. And I think
Ned
no,
will
I
collect you.
Okay,
Ned
I
will
was gonna-
collect you.
I was going to say that he was going to look around for everyone and follow Kagas and Sutha. I
Yeah.
was going to wager that just your passive stealth would make
I'm
it easier
just
to
a
spot
wizard.
Kagas.
I'm not that dangerous. You don't
Yeah,
need to think it's
Well,
going
Ned knows you're kind of in a haze, so he's like, "All right, Bellum, let's head back to the inn so you can vegetate in your room."
Yeah,
It's like a radioactive mutant got out of lockdown. It's like we have to get him before he causes damage. I have like 30 health at if that.
That's what we're
on a
worried
good
about.
day.
Is a mugger finds you and you don't pull a Kagas, you get
Ooh.
I'm immortal, just like Karen. Let's go.
Sure.
When will you learn? How many
Alright,
times do you have
me
to
and
teach you this
Kaga-
lesson, old man?
Me and Kagas go look for Fractal, and then I guess you can do what they're doing, or whichever
Well,
route you want to take.
Find him easily enough. You know his patterns, and you
Okay.
go, okay, if he's not at the
Uh-huh.
library and he didn't directly come to where we were, you know him well enough that you gather he's probably internalizing information as he does. That's kind of how his
I say I cast locate object to point me to where he is.
that works too. I didn't remember at what level that spell comes out. Yeah, that works too. You
Second.
find him so easily, especially because you kind of feel the pull and you went, that bastard went walking. He went walking the perimeter of this street. He's just walking in a straight line and turning when he has to. Damn it. So you follow the street
went
quite
for a
literally
walk.
and you very quickly come across him measuring the architecture of the slums.
Fractal?
This is poor
Oi.
work, Sutha.
Clanky, get.
Being observed
doing?
warily by other people in the slums.
This is poor architecture. It needs to be efficient.
Fractal. She walks up to him, just kind of puts her
It's
hand on his
poor
shoulder.
architecture because it's poor people. You got to put the two and two together.
Well, I need to fix it. It's
Fractal, you don't need to fix it right now. You need to, power down and get some rest.
And he checks his battery. Yes, it is getting about low. Sunset's getting real low. Let's go.
Yeah, the sun's going down.
Kagas becomes a human. It's a
He
Hulk
becomes
reference.
he becomes an elf
A
because
Yumi. Oh god.
a stupid knife.
Dirty Umi.
She
yeah.
picks Fractal up over her shoulder.
I weigh more than you think. I'm made out of metal and fire. You want to try again?
Kagaz puts you over his shoulder.
There we go.
Fair enough. There we go.
Yeet.
There we go.
This is unnecessary. It's
Like
unnecessary. I will follow.
Like a sack of metal computer parts that are just kind of loosely rattling around. You haul him over your shoulder and take him back to the inn.
They call me Shane's 3060. I'm also on fire.
Oh,
I don't think he's on fire from Roll20, but
Might have blown stuff up.
now don't you worry about this, Clanky. This is just so I could do a little bit of preparation if I ever got to chuck you.
I would prefer you not throw me.
What if the situation calls for it? You
Then
never
I will
know.
Then I will get across myself. You will not touch me. It will endanger my components. And I could
It's more-
explode.
He's more valuable in this state because pretty much if he was destroyed, he's no good if he's not alive.
Ponders.
Well, ain't that go for about everybody, right? Except them liches.
Ponders more.
Depends on what you
And the-
believe.
Undead. Were they ever alive? Must ponder. Not my particular vocation. Not my What is it
Just
for-
means living dead. So they're alive, but they were dead, and they're kind of in between.
The philosophical questions continue, but we eventually make our way back.
All right.
I internalize that. I am a
We're back.
So you all
walk
make your
in.
way to the inn.
And
We're still being paid for.
I got the luggage. Drops Fractal.
Oh.
No, it is not paid for.
Alright, how
Much
much
is
per
it?
night then?
Oh, for a room and a meal, it is 1 gold per person.
I do not need a meal. I just need the room.
5 silver.
Alright, Fractal will walk up to the counter and put 5 silver down on the thing.
I've dropped the gold.
Sutha will stop him and give 4 gold for everybody's room and meal.
Aw.
I'll put my gold back in my pocket.
Fine, I'll put
Thank
my
you kindly,
silver back
Susan.
on.
Wow, that's real nice of you. Slaps down another gold. Give me about 2 more people's worth of food.
That would
That sounds
would
about
be-
right.
for 2
And he's
gold,
like,
that'd be 4
"Hold on."
people's worth of food, but they will bring it out 4 people's worth of food.
Oh, well, the other one was for beer, but I kind of forgot to say it.
Oh,
He
they
slaps
can,
him
no,
in
they
the
can do
down.
that too. You can just
Alright.
be like,
Hand over the beer.
all right, they will do that too.
Ned will put down 5 silver for a meal and beer too.
All right. Yeah, it's
Fractal does not need filthy meat bag fuel. He will head up to his room.
all right.
Keep an eye on him.
As-
Don't let him pull
as
his Inkari.
As Fractal's walking away, Kages chucks another torch to land inside of him and get disintegrated.
I cast invisibility.
You can't see me. I'm not here.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Nah,
It's
I don't
just
got
like
this.
he's like
Yeah,
a,
no, he didn't do
one of
it.
them twigs. You just throw whatever at him and it disappears.
All
He
right.
turns back as a stick clanks off his head.
Is Ned the only one that's drinking with Kages?
Sutha's not going to stay down there much longer. She'll go up in a few minutes, but she'll hang out in there for a few minutes. She'll go up to her and Fractal's room in a little bit.
Fractal is once again like, there are no strings, hold me down, just in the corner looking at the doorway.
Bellum's in his room just quietly, like Ned said, just vegetating, just sitting in a chair, reading the note over and over.
I feel like he
Oh,
eventually wakes up
Kagas.
and then goes, "What the
Mm.
fuck?"
So, Kagas, I believe you have Ned and Sutha down there with you at this moment.
Alright, so Sutha downstairs?
For the moment, yes.
Okay. The minute you come back upstairs, he'll animate
We'll discuss it when he actually goes back upstairs.
Meh.
Kagas, you have the 2 of us downstairs.
Oh, what, you're going to speak more, please?
Now, I like that you two stay down here. You seem like the fun ones. You know, you like talking about the crumpin. You're part orc. I feel like I can relate a little bit.
Glad to hear it.
I've worked with many people in my time. You are not even close to being the most colorful.
Oh, that's a challenge.
It's a challenge you'll lose, my friend.
Yeah, that just
Oh.
entices me a little more.
You
I
totally
don't
are
go
a
well
male
with
orc.
losing challenges.
Yes, he is
Definitely
the
are.
epitome of male orc. I will not deny that.
Always need to accept challenges and push them.
Epitome is right. He's flexing. Oh,
If he was a peacock, his feathers would constantly be out.
Don't compare me to one of them
She
feathery.
laughs like, oh my god.
Don't compare
Oh,
me to
that's a
one of
good
them
one.
feathery grots. Yeah, all elegant. That elegance ain't gonna do nothing when I'm breaking you in half.
Have you ever seen a peacock getting into a fight?
Not a fight
It's-
if you win, that's for sure.
Liv,
Yeah.
as they're having this conversation, can I make a perception check to maybe get a good gauge of the fellow tavern goers, the other patrons? See
Sure.
if any of them are paying special attention to either Kagas or either of us.
Go ahead.
Please, my other perception checks have not been great. I'm asking you this one time. Help me, help you.
Okay.
That's better.
You notice that people are looking at Kagaz because he is large and loud and
Yep,
aggressive. So you're not really sure if it's, people looking menacingly, but more just like, oh my god, that guy's making a scene. That guy's making a scene. What is he yelling about?
There's at least one girl that's willing to ride him.
Oh, there's more than one. And a few men besides.
Glad this is the theme for
Hey,
tonight.
yo, -3 charisma be like? Anyway,
Hey, women.
It is
Some women
not
like
about
big
the
and dumb.
charisma, my dude. It is not about the charisma.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
I'm aware. I'm saying there's no follow up on that.
That the
Some
people
women
that are
like big and
interested
dumb.
are not interested in follow up.
Anyway,
I don't want to be able to walk for a month.
Hey, yo.
So that's
boy,
is you have
only a
some
month.
people-
You
you have
think
some
that's
people
all I
that
got?
are very interested in
Hi,
Kaga
YouTube.
specifically.
This is Pyro
visibly.
here. We do not condone the use of a giant orc dick.
Maybe Pyro
See-
doesn't. I say you do you, girl.
That
I
is a
think
fair
it's
point.
incredibly
Some people do.
funny that if somebody asks Kagas, yeah, after that, I don't want to be able to walk for a month. He might just like crack their back with his axe and be like, there you go. Job done.
Job done. Oh, honestly, for real.
I'll do you one better. You'll never be able to walk again. Braces.
We definitely have some people that are looking at him with not even thinly veiled interest. We have some people that are just kind of going, "Wow, he's really, really loud," kind of giving
Really going for
looks
some type of viewers,
vaguely
aren't
of the vibe of like, "I really wish he would be quiet. He's kind of spoiling my meal." But other than that, you don't really notice anybody like watching you intently. that
You're
would
in a
seem
tavern.
suspicious.
Fuck you.
Liv, while like they're kind of laughing and Sutha's just gonna stand up. All right, to everyone, loudly to everyone in the room.
No.
Challenge open to arm wrestle my very large, very strong friend right here.
Oh.
Kagas just gets up right behind you. Are you sure you're not all orc? Hold on now. I like the sound of this. Come on, you kids.
Okay.
A small cup suddenly appears in Ned's hand. Taking bets, taking bets, taking bets, taking bets.
All right, Ned, line this up.
Here. This is good.
Ned,
Very good.
she looks. Ned Blackfoot will set this up. Take the coin for the bets. Line yourselves up. I'm going to bed. Have a good night. And she walks upstairs.
Amazing. The first one to step up to you, Kagaz, is a large male Goliath, rippling muscles. I should probably try and find a stat block for him so that I know.
Well, unless he's a commoner, it's 10s down the board.
Isn't that usually what commoners are? Goliath
Yeah,
NPC.
10s down the board.
Oh, that'll work. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. Yeah, no, this is not 10s down the board.
Not a commoner. Great.
Oh, no, that's maybe a little bit too... Oh, hold
Go
on.
for it.
No. Well, I mean, it's just an arm wrestling. Okay, that's more reasonable. That's more reasonable. For level 3, I can live with that. That's fine.
3?
I can
Yeah.
live with that. Level 3. That's fine. I can live with those stats. Okay. Yeah. Bull strength. All right, you are keeping concentration on that. The first one to step up to you is a big male Goliath. Surprisingly enough, you notice he has a thick black beard.
1 gold. 1 gold to win 5 gold.
All right. Scan then, give him the gold. And you see a small gnome dressed in ostentatious colors step up and plop in a gold, and he goes, I'm betting 2 gold that my friend here will win. And he
All
puts
right,
in another.
that'll win you 10. So if he wins, you win 15 at this point.
There we go. So the male Goliath steps up, puts his elbow on the table, readies himself for you, Kagas.
I like what you're made of, but you're gonna wish you stayed in your tundra after this one.
My what?
Yeah, you ain't got enough brain cells in your head.
Bastard.
Is this athletics?
Yes, that is what I'm rolling for him.
Oh,
so
Oh,
Oh,
I had
okay.
advantage at least.
Are you raging? Wait, no, you're a fighter.
Yeah, I'm a fighter.
Do Goliaths have
He has
advantage?
bull strength. Bull
Oh,
strength.
yeah,
That's what
bull
gives him
strength,
advantage.
That's right. Okay. What am I doing? I'm clicking on the wrong thing. There we go. Oh, that is a failure. I'm gonna say it's a default of 3 checks. If you win all 3 of them, then it's a victory. Basically, like
Okay, best of 3.
more of you gotta get him over 3 times. It's 3 to get his 3 successes.
Hand to get him all the way down.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
Okay.
All right. So that is the first one. His grip is strong, and you can feel that he has some muscle behind it. But you do manage, with Sutha's magic flowing through your veins, you do manage to push him down further. Yeah, he can't win this roll. I'm still gonna roll because he's still trying to not roll. Would basically, damn. He. Oh,
But you bet ain't enough.
Inches, a little bit closer.
22.
Holy shit, he's rolling terribly. And you slam his hand down onto the table. Easy as
I gotta make it Kagaz mode.
Do it.
And he's getting him down with that second one. You're strong. I can feel it. You got the muscles. But it ain't enough. You ain't nothing to me. He just crashes his hand down.
All right. We won 3 gold so far.
God. Who would step up to witness to do that afterwards?
Hi, my
Drunk
name is
people.
My name is Fractal Briarwood. How can I be of service?
I'm in agony.
If no one else shows up, Kagaz is just gonna look around. Nobody. Just one. Only one of your gits had the giblies to get in here and try.
Some of this is also the dungeon master going, what are some stat blocks I can pull for people that would arm wrestle?
Drunk
What is the
people.
berserker?
An adult silver dragon.
Berserker.
Rising
If
Adventuring
one of your
Party.
gits
Let's find
can
that
beat
berserker.
me, I'll personally
Okay,
hand
there
you
we go. Let's
30
go with the
gold.
berserker. All right, that's the same.
Gladiator.
It's the same bonus. I like that. So you see another a half orc, because a half orc comes up. They are pretty buff, but you know they're a half orc. They're not as buff as you, but they are pretty buff. They
Wearing
pay
an
their
Admiral's
entry
hat?
fee.
Comes out. 1 gold to win 5 gold.
Sorry.
Yep, they have paid their entry fee. They clasp hands with you. They look aggressive, but ready. Roll. Oh.
All right. Boom.
Oh! This half-orc faces you, and you're caught off guard a little bit. You're like, I'm a full orc. This is a half-orc. He's not going to be... Oh! And he inches your hand just a little bit close to your side of the table. Roll again.
Impressive.
Nope, that is a failure. And back up into the center.
Well,
It is important to
that
give
other half of you is what's
Why don't I
dragging you
just copy
back.
this so I can copy paste it instead of typing it every time? That would be smarter, wouldn't it? Roll
You
again.
can also just
Or you could use the dice roller function up in the corner.
Yeah, but I
Or
meant
the up
It is
arrow.
important to make the half orc stronger.
or just click the up arrow when you click the text box, and it'll pull up a copy of your last rolled thing.
It's
I
not
joke.
doing that
It
for me.
Click, you do up, you'll notice you'll go through your chat things. Just the arrow key.
Yeah.
Oh. Tied it up.
Weird.
Oh, tied it up. You are both in the middle. You
Ooh.
are both sitting evenly in the middle, just sitting there stiff. All right, roll again. His is 19. Oh! Okay, that's 2 successes. So you have him.
Oh lord, he coming.
One more and you can clinch it. One more and you can clinch it. Roll again.
Now you got potential.
16, gotta beat a 16. 25! You take his arm and you smash it into the table, and he's a good sport. He when he kind of picks his arm up and shakes it, and then reaches out to as though to shake your hand.
Guys will be like, in respect to you coming up here in the first place, and the other half of you that had the guts to do it. And he'll shake his hand.
He looks at you, he says, "No wonder your armor's black, you bastard."
Yeah, goddamn right. He's gonna pound his fist on his chest. Podcast Iron Jaws, the toughest git you're gonna see. Remember the name.
Okay, trying to think of who else. I could-
Strongest berries.
Okay, fascinating. All right, now
An
you
epic
see a stocky human man, not a dwarf, human man walk up, but he is like, you know how those like not bodybuilders, but the like strongest man in the world competition guys,
No,
where they're just they're solid. This guy is
Function muscle, not show muscle.
Yes, function muscle. Like you can this guy's buff, but like you can tell that it works.
You gotta be the first Umi that I've seen that's actually got something there he can lug around more than just a scrap. Let's go.
All right, he claps hands with you. His stats are better. It's part of why I was impressed by him being a human berserker, but okay, doesn't roll very well though. 17. Yep. He has strength there, and you're surprised that he has that kind of strength for a human. For a Yumi?
An Umi.
Umi?
An Umi.
Okay,
Umi.
for an Umi.
Umi Thurman.
But you still managed to push his hand a little bit closer to the table. Oh, all right. Come on, Kaga.
Crit.
Oh, he pushes you right back up to the center. You see the muscles flex, but it is all function. There is nothing aesthetically that is meant to be drawn to this display. It is pure power and fuel busting your arms back up to center. Roll again.
You're built to kill. I like it.
Yep, and back down. You push him that one tick again. All right.
Now you're built to kill, but I'm born to kill.
Oh, and you're back in
Yo.
Yes!
Damn.
This is how it's meant to be. He's he's like stoic. You can see for every bit of ground that he loses, he doesn't panic. He just steels himself and takes a breath and pushes your arm back up into the center. Roll. Oh, that's 2 successes. You almost take his arm down all in one, but he manages to clench his muscles, to tense his muscles and stop just inches before it hits the table. One last roll to see if you can take him out.
Once he gets that almost the finisher, here we go.
And you take him out in one final mighty blow, and it tilts the table a little bit. It doesn't quite break it, but it does tilt the table over to the side a little bit, and he like winces at the power of the blow, but then he again is like, very impressive. Your strength is truly legendary.
War boss! No one better!
Ned will scamper up onto Kagash's shoulder and goes, "That's an orc with a fucking K!"
And you better remember!
With a K.
He's very good-humored about it. He's like, you can almost see the delight in his eyes of like, I have not had an arm wrestling match like that in years, and he's so excited to finally have someone.
Arm and fucking the big man handshake, basically what Arnold and that other dude did in the fucking Predator.
Carl Weathers.
I forgot the actor's name.
Yeah.
Or the obligatory alchemist handshake.
He very much respectable muscles. It is very much
Need to make more homies built like you.
I am endeavoring to
teach a scrap.
Absolutely.
So this is just this guy's origin story.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's more about Grimskull's origin story. This is how he started.
Yep.
Okay, Liv, was I able to make any money on side bets?
Yeah, there would have been some side bets.
I was betting on Kargaz the entire time.
Especially after the second one. After the second one, when they saw that, like, oh, he could be beaten a little bit, you had some people bet, especially when the third guy came up, you had people betting for him. And really, like, you gather he's kind of like a local arm wrestling champion. So I'd say you made probably about 15 gold.
So we made 20 gold overall. I'm going to give 15 of it to Kargaz and keep 5 for myself.
You call him Kargaz.
Kargaz.
I know.
Or petrol if he's British.
Kargaz looks at the money in his hand. Nah, you little git. Here you go. He drops it all back in your hand. I got my own reward for that one.
Oh, cute.
Space Marine! Let's make that human's name Titus, just to really rub it in.
Oh, that means he fucking kills me later.
Well,
for now, orcs are. Maybe he lived. Who knows? He died, but then he stopped dying.
He got his head blown off. I hope not.
That hasn't stopped most orcs. Don't die to me. You don't say that an orc hasn't lost top of their head. There's like, was it? What the fuck is his name? The really famous one. Fucking, not the Beast. The other fucker.
I don't wanna like dive into this because we're still in game. So
yeah, I know.
Maybe we'll joke about it later. But for now, arm wrestle session is probably open.
It was very, very good arm wrestling session. But you see, after the local champion got beaten, nobody else is willing to step up. They're all like, no, we're definitely not as buff as that guy. We're gonna get absolutely wrecked. Not gonna work.
Well, at least you're not all dumb. And now you know. He fucking pounds his chest again. Kargaz Ironjaw. Ain't no contest.
No, it was very much, you won all 3 matches.
It's the War Boss, yeah!
Yeah, I think it's time to get back to my booze. He's gonna swipe up whatever alcohol he ordered, and he's just
Yep.
gonna chug it as he heads upstairs.
Nice.
Did Soothing go upstairs?
Yes.
She
it-
started
Time
that.
ago.
Yeah, she started that, did the thing, gave him the enhanced ability, and came up immediately after.
Yep.
All right, so yeah, you see me like no strings on me, but as soon as you come in, he animates again and walks up to you after you close the door, and will lean in and verbatim that entire lore dump on the Thurisdune.
Yep. And you do. You dump
Hey.
the lore. It's some good lore.
Some green fog comes out of his eye sockets as he's doing this, just recounting the information,
Thanks.
and then he'll just
Fractal.
and then without turning around, just walk back and then just collapse into the corner again.
You really need to stop doing that. That is creepy as hell.
Doing what? Nah.
Says her prayers to the saloon and just kind of laughs and smirks at like the noise she heard downstairs. Just overall the day, and then she goes to sleep.
All right. Is there anything else anyone would like to do before taking a long rest?
Nah.
No, Ned's going to sleep.
Oh, guy's big snoozing.
Gotta love a big
Uh,
season.
Victorious using.
Bell's
Big
in his
snooze button.
room, just similar as before, vegetatively. He's just. I don't think he gets much sleep tonight. Just kind of sits there idly reading and reading. I don't think he gets in bed for long, if at all.
Does he actually spend the whole night like actively reading, or does he just sit and think for a lot of it?
Sit and think for
Okay.
most of it.
Then you don't take a point of exhaustion. It's enough that, you're not actively doing something like reading and forcing your brain to take in new information. You're not
Mhm.
sure if you sleep or just kind of doze, or if you're awake thinking about it, or if the thoughts follow you into what little sleep you get, but you don't take a point of exhaustion.
Okay.
Everyone else, you sleep just fine. You wake up, you go downstairs.
Bellum will be one of the last ones to get to breakfast today.
All right.
Like the last morning, 10 minutes before we usually wake up.
Damn it, Pyro.
Oh, no.
It's time to wake up.
Wakey, wakey.
Except this time, in a different rendition on Kagaz's voice in Orcish. It's time to wake up! It's time to wake up! It's time to wake up! He likes to switch it up sometimes.
Gotta keep it interesting.
Yep.
God, Fractal, I will beat you in a pulp and just make you scrap metal. Jesus Christ.
That will not be recommended.
I know.
Anyway, whoop!
Hey, I like the change of the voice chat.
Hmm.
The voice chat name for this.
Oh.
Oh. Oh wow.
Damn.
Oh,
He finishes up with the whoop right into your face. Like almost verbatim, almost through crackly radio from what Kagaz does.
She rates up, grabs him by the throat, and pushes him back. I'm awake! I swear to God, Fractal, I am awake.
What you got?
Jeez. What'd you say?
Which got?
You just cut out. I didn't hear you.
He said when you said, "God damn it," he said, "Which got?"
All of them, I swear. God.
That's a lot of gods.
Is the door locked?
No. Well, or unless
It's open now. It's
Sutha,
open now.
when Sutha walks, did you lock that door, Sutha?
She did lock it up, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Well, it's open now.
Did you break the door?
Yes. Just the doorknob.
Okay, just the doorknob. Okay.
Hello, anybody in there?
And the door thing's open.
Yes.
Now, I could tell I just heard the most perfect orc voice I've ever heard outside of me own mouth. And I don't really like when people be mocking me. So you better tell me what in bloody hell is going on in here.
You just see Sutha with her hand wrapped around like Fractal's throat, and they're just standing there looking at you like, wait, what?
Wait a
And then
minute.
she lets go of his throat.
You know that does not stop me.
Hold
The
on
mouth
now.
the mouth
I
only
like where
moves.
you're going with that one.
The mouth only moves because it is a design feature. There's just a speaker at the back of my head.
I was not expecting I was not expecting this friendship between Kakas and Sutha, but I'm enjoying it very much so.
What do you mean? I do not. That is just my orc knowledge translator.
You got a translator in your head?
Oh, do you swing it? A bit of like a radio crackle, and then that pops out.
Oi, Clanky, you ain't got the bronze to be talking like that.
Apologies. It is it just how it translates. I don't have
Don't
much.
mind. I need to put my clothes on. Guys, can you step out, please?
Well, if you insist.
I
He
can't.
heads downstairs and he gives them like 2 gold for the broken doorknob.
Fractal will head downstairs as well, casting mage armor on himself.
I'll be down in just a second. Damn. Every day, I swear to God.
It's time to wait. He goes downstairs.
And if anyone wants to know what he says, he's gonna be like, I may have just ruined a piece of your furniture.
Oh,
Whether I feel
phrasing.
bad about it ain't really important.
Phrasing.
What?
The phrasing's on purpose.
Oh.
But yeah. You can take this.
Thank
So
you.
what's Ned doing?
I think he's doing Iro
And
trading.
Ned- Ned's downstairs watching this happen. He gets up
Oh.
early. He goes downstairs, has a morning beer and breakfast,
Gotta have breakfast.
and now he's just watching
Oh, I see.
Kagaz.
You're not a halfling. You're a fucking leprechaun. I got you.
Boy, a morning beer's a good route. It
Yeah.
gets you ready for the day.
Get you ready for the day.
Sure.
Now,
can.
I need one too. So,
All
roll
right.
it out.
It's the same female waitress from before. It's the same man.
Okay.
Oh,
This poor woman comes in for the morning shift every day. She sees Kagas come down the stairs.
big man walking.
And
Very well, sir. I'll get that for you. And
Does
she
your
does.
sister work at the library? So, Coggins, I apologize if I offended you with my translator.
Nah. Don't worry about it, Clanky. It's just a little alarming when you hear your own voice ringing out.
I can modify it if it. There's other voice recordings of works I've heard.
Yeah, I recommend you do that.
And then like verbatim in your same voice, just like the pitch like 200%. I recommend you. Just like squeaky, like as it's modifying it.
I guess eyes are just gonna shut. How about you just never use that function again, eh?
Because Fractal will do what is necessary.
Because if I hear an orc that ever sounds like that, he ain't gonna be an orc for very long.
Well, good thing I'm not an orc.
So, I assume we're going to go and. Do we need to make any preparations before we go take care of the goblins?
His
No.
personality shifts immediately from being annoyed when he hears goblins. Oh, I can't wait for this. It's been a long while since I've chucked me a gobby.
Oh, hang on, I need to
Are we
click.
going on that goblin job?
Yeah, we were going to discuss it yesterday, but you seemed like you were off on your own little walkabout. So I figured we'd discuss it today.
Wiping his eyes, he goes, "Oh, here. Who's up for a boost to their armor?"
I ain't need no boost. Probably give that to Clanky. or maybe the sneaky one, because in case he does manage to get hit, he got a little something.
I am properly protected. Please armor the.
I'm not going to
rogue.
say no to it.
Well, I mean, I could stack it on me, but I figured usually in the back. I was just going to offer it up if anybody was planning on diving in.
Oh, I dive in.
Oh.
Yeah, I
here,
don't.
I have a bow. I'm not very good with it. I'm better with my daggers.
I need your armor then.
Strip.
He looks down at his chest. It's underneath my outer layer of clothing.
I don't make the
He
rules.
didn't ask permission.
All right, Happy.
You probably should have just told me this yesterday. As he starts undoing his shirt and his jacket
in the middle of the
taking his
tap
jacket
room.
off.
Okay.
Trust me, there's under armor on underneath his armor as well. You don't put armor on just fucking skin.
Yeah,
There's
there was like a linen undershirt.
A Gambison.
So he gives you his studded leather armor.
You wouldn't wear a Gambison for leather.
What's your choice? You get one. He goes, so I can make it tougher, or I can make it use your mental fortitude to give you a boost to your strength.
I don't really need strength, so just give me the armor.
Okay, you see,
similar to under control.
Similar to the faint glow of the constellation on Bellum's shield, he takes out his cartography tools and has a couple of like glass stones to they look like paperweights for the corners. But you see, he arranges them in the pattern referring to his maps to match the constellation. As he claps his hands together and focuses, they begin to light up and slightly float as they form in connect lines. And there's a faint drawing covers it to show you the constellation is of the sapphire turtle. It just appears and then is now faintly glowing on the front of your armor.
All right, cool.
And slides it over.
He will put it back on. Oh, and Sutha.
Yes.
I want to thank you last night.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot.
We made good money doing that. Here, your share. He'll give her 5 gold.
Oh.
I almost
really
forgot that little thing this morning with Clanky, but I know you did something. You did something to hype me up, and as much as I don't think I need it, yeah, you still did it, and I guess I appreciate it.
Not a problem, Kagas. Just a little confidence boost, but she takes 5 gold, gives 2 to Fractal. Thank you again. I'm sure y'all had a great time, and everyone in the. She gives you 2 gold, so she takes 3.
Ugo, you're a high maintenance alarm clock. You know that.
You're a high maintenance battering ram.
Yeah, I don't like to think of myself as high maintenance.
He's a little bit more than a battering
ram. Often.
Well,
he does not blink.
The job. Our job is to go to the south to a small mine. There is a group of goblins led by a Briarch that we need to collect the head of. We bring back to the Merchants Guild. We get paid. We also get little fancy medallions that get us a discount at all of the Merchant Guild ran shops within the city.
So the head go ahead.
So the head is required.
Head is required.
Very well. Plan A through C is not in the options then.
I don't really know Goblin, but ain't Briarch what they say when they're trying not to get themselves killed? Like they're cowering or something? That's what I usually heard them shouting. You know, before I chucked them.
No clue, Kagas. Sutha, what was you saying?
I was going to say, Ned, or any of us, is there any way we could get maybe a layout, possibly, or from a ranger or some other person who goes out that way, any other locals who might have a layout of that area in case there's any way we could probably sneak in or get a good vantage point to try do a good ambush.
I'll look into it, but it's doubtful. She said that they've been held up there for a few years.
Do they know how
So-
extensive the mine is?
We'll go. No. I'm going to go collect some information. That's my job. You guys get supplies and whatnot. I have everything I need. So, there you go. Behave yourselves. And he's going to turn and walk out the door. He's heading to a mining group, a mining guild, anything like that. He'll head back to the merchant guild if he has to.
That would probably be the easiest way to get pointed in the direction of the miners and blacksmiths guild.
Okay.
If we get enough wood, we can just, and it's not too large of a mine, we can just smoke them out.
You don't know how big the mine is. And you also know you're in a desert, so where are you going to get the wood?
That's what I was saying. If we can get enough wood, we can pile it up. And someone's at my door again.
Oh, good. I didn't notice that.
Oh, yes. Sutha, as you come up to Bellum, he's just kind of sits up and, yeah, I just was going in on it at the library yesterday and reminded of some stuff that I am not super on top of. But I'm fine. I swear. I'm fine.
Okay, because you just look kind of out of it last night. Just making sure you're okay.
Yeah, I'm totally fine.
Not even gonna ask.
I literally also rolled it.
Take it 11.
Go ahead and use your port and pyros.
Just waiting. Yes. it doesn't seem like we're gonna go out today, so I'm not gonna keep an eye on those ports.
He's very clearly just saying that.
She won't push it further. Though she is her face, you can see a little bit of concern. Okay. For the moment at least.
Well, on the upside, it looks like we're gonna be heading out and we'll be able to blow some steam off crumping some gits. Is that what Cogas says?
You're right. Quantum some gigs good. Good and proper.
I speak a lot of languages, but I still sometimes have no idea what you say.
It's all in the inflections. See, like this, and then he'll repeat what he just said verbatim.
Immediately grabs your head. Oh, you get? I said not to use that wretched voice.
I will do what is necessary. I apologize.
I think that's necessary.
It was necessary. He wanted a proper lesson on orc pronunciation. It will help him. It will help him synergize with you later. As you are both the frontliners, you will need to be well tuned with each other. I was only assisting. Please put me down. I don't want to set you on fire. Slight
Was getting cold in here. He drops you.
clunk. Looks up at you.
Wacky grot. Well, let's go bash in some skulls.
We wish to go get any more supplies, maybe some potions, anything else anyone might need.
I would also like to point out of character. She did say desert earlier. Y'all got rations.
It's not terribly far from town, but
I have 10 of them.
I still feel the word is pertinent in case we're stuck in those mines for a bit.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, I've got 10.
If we get stupid lost, I can make my alchemy jug for fresh water.
I don't think we'll get lost
food's
because unless like a cave-in happens, I can just walk us out in reverse. But
And I can create or destroy water in
Outlander
case
background.
something happens.
Solid.
A
We could live off mayonnaise and water then.
Nobody
The
by
rations
chance has
of
the
gods.
out.
I have Wanderer so that we can at least
Okay.
keep track of good geography and terrain.
Mm.
I can't really find food and water in the
Mayonnaise.
desert.
Mayonnaise, snake meat, and water, and mayonnaise, snake meat, and water. The rations of champions.
inefficient
Live-
meat
Live
bag.
out above game question. I guess if you wish to answer, how long would it take theoretically to travel from one end of that desert section to the other? How many days or weeks, months?
You mean to travel from the western end of the site to the eastern end?
Yeah, or no, from like the north to the south, or the either or, east to west, north to south, whichever way. Just so we have an idea of how many days it might take.
Well, east to west and north to south are going to be very different.
I know because it's a lot longer,
It's
but
a lot longer.
yeah, let's just.
North to south would be about it's about 4 days travel from Zion to the Barrens. From the east to the west is about
See a map, and I can
about
give you
Couple-
2 weeks.
a gauge.
Couple months, 2 or
About
3
2
months.
weeks from east to west.
I'm returned. I'm going to continue to poke Cogass. No.
Okay, so we should definitely give it like maybe
That would be
a
2
couple
weeks
weeks.
from east to west. But you don't know how far to the south it is. She didn't say that it was very far. She said it was fairly close to the city. The mine.
We definitely might want to grab a couple Dungeoneers packs, just in case.
I don't have the kind of money for that anymore. I spent it on a book.
What's the price
What a
for a pack?
coincidence. So did I.
50 gold.
For a
pack.
Dungeoneers pack, it's 12 gold.
Oh, I thought they were a lot more expensive than that. Okay.
The Entertainers pack and the Scholars pack are the most expensive, but even though, and the Diplomats by a little bit. The Diplomat is 39, and then Entertainer and Scholar are both 40.
Depending on what the stuff's valued at. Okay.
Yeah, I've already got most of the stuff in a Dungeoneers pack anyway.
Completely unrelated to the task at hand, but Kage is going to go buy some smith's tools and a drum.
And a drum?
Yep.
A drum will run you. Oh, I know it's on here.
If you
God.
need smith's tools, I have them. FYI.
I guess no smith tools then.
Yeah, they're physical stuff that I will loan you. Heads up.
I was just going to get that in case we need
Or
it.
colognes.
I have smith tools. And then my fire rune doubles.
What a word.
A drum is
Yeah.
about 6 gold.
All right. I'm taking it.
And you said the regular healing potions were 50.
Yes, that is the standard going rate for a base potion of healing.
Okay. She'll get 3 of them and give them to an extra
Remember,
one
you
to
do
Fractal.
also still have those potions of healing from before as well.
I know, just maybe get some extras just in case.
As long
Just
as you still have.
Yeah, I have 252 gold. Okay.
So who are you dealing those potions out to?
Fractal, Bellum, and one to Kagaz.
All right, what
Yes.
basic potion? Boop, boop.
Yeah, one basic regular potion. Fractal, Bellum, and Kagaz. Because Ned's pretty stealthy. He can get out of dodge, and I'll with the healing, so give it to those 3.
Well, actually, you don't have to give it to me because I still have the greater healing potion.
Just an extra, just in case, because you're gonna be taking a lot of hits.
Okay.
You're
Well, I guess you got a point.
You're going to be in the front line, and you're very hard-headed, and you will run into problems head on. You're going to be taking a lot of hits. Just looking out for you.
Is that Careless Whispering in the background?
Can you hear Emily humming?
No. Don't worry.
Oh.
If anyone ships anything, I swear to God.
Oh, it's too late for that. That ship has sailed, and it's almost to the other coast.
That's Vexera with evil intent. Go on. Keep talking.
All right. Anyways,
I'll be the
back to
only
the
segment.
back to the task at hand.
So a 3/4 orc is
So-
what now?
You are all ready to make your way to the mine?
I was heading to the Merchants Guild to collect
Yeah,
information
she
on
was-
the mine.
Yeah, that's what he was
Okay.
doing.
What kind of information are you looking for on the mine?
I was hoping to find its exact location
Okay.
Truth.
It's about
and if there is a map of the mine.
there is not a map, but it is about 3 hours walk south.
So, and if I have a map, they could point it out exactly where it is, so I don't lose,
Yes.
so we don't get lost. Okay.
Yeah.
Then I will head back to the group and tell them, all right, found the mine. Sorry, Sutha. They didn't have a map of it, so we're just gonna have to wing it.
That's fine. Okay.
All right, I guess we'll head on up. Does anybody want any tinkerings, like the stone or the
I think
handkerchief I've made?
I think my elbow is a little dry. Could you help with it?
Oh, sure. Here, let me see.
Yep.
Oh, that was the GM. Whoops. That
It's
was
a 19.
Does the drum count for this, or is it only tools?
Let's see.
Just the first half. You don't have to read the second half. That's
Using
really-
instruments are considered tools, I think. Right?
Okay,
I hope so.
so it says as long as you're wearing, or it doesn't say that the object has to be that tool. It
Yeah,
says
I know the runes are inscribed on my axe, but while I'm wearing or carrying the object, which I'm always carrying my axe, my proficiency is doubled with any ability check from any tool.
yeah.
I just want to know
musical
if
instruments
the
typically
drum
are
counts
tools.
as a tool. Okay.
Yeah, close enough. I mean, it's a performance.
Yeah, that's the bad part.
It's essentially the equivalent of a performance check.
So charisma, and then I guess I would do expertise because it gets doubled, right?
Well,
Yes.
you'd have to be proficient in it to begin with.
I am.
Oh, then yeah. Then it's
Yeah, it's your proficiency bonus is doubled for any ability check you make that uses your proficiency with a tool.
That's what expertise does, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
And then what is Smith's tool's attribute? Strength?
Dexterity.
Oh, dex.
Really?
I guess.
Huh.
Reasonable enough.
I'll go ahead and say I have mine all set to query attribute until I'm told otherwise. I'm pretty sure Tinker's tools will be intelligence though.
Depends on what it is you're tinkering with.
I have to Google it.
It's either
I'll leave them both
intelligence or
on.
dex, but it's typically, I usually feel like it's dex.
I'll leave
If
them all
you're
at
trying to
query
figure
except for
something out, it's more intelligence, but if you're like, I'm just making repairs on something small and delicate that I already know how it works, it's dex.
Yeah, tool use is not tied to a single ability since it represents broader knowledge of its use.
That's very
So-
true.
Yeah, it could be any.
Yeah, like Smith's tools, if all you're doing is just hammering something, it would be strength. But if you're actually trying to like shape it into a specific shape, that's some dex.
Well, as we're traveling, Kages is going to attempt playing his drum. Yeah, I ain't really used to this, cause usually I got some other grot doing it. But I think I know, so I'll give it a go. Yep. Who's in chat? Who's in chat?
Are you?
Alright, what's important for today?
Alan's already using his. Yeah.
Who knows?
Are
Oh,
you?
Jesus.
Oh,
Okay.
Fractal looks at you. Does nothing.
It is. It is a drum. It goes bang bang, and that's really all it does.
Faint sound of clanking it comes to you. No.
Well, I think I got the basics.
I like to think you're hitting the side of the
seems
drum.
so.
Oh, no.
That was great. That was really good.
Don't
Oh,
lie to
yes,
him. That was terrible.
It was pretty awful.
That was not optimal efficient use of that object there.
Now you don't gotta keep saying it.
That sounded
I
like
mean-
nails on a chalkboard. That was absolutely horrendous. I am so sorry.
I'm confident that you'll turn it around with your next performance.
Well, now you're getting my hopes up.
Try again.
Oh,
Now I use my port. No,
Yay.
I'm
Getting
kidding.
the
I'm
hang of
kidding.
it. You gather that there is something to playing an instrument called varying pressure, where you don't have to hit it as hard as you can every single time. Sometimes you can make lighter taps and strikes in different rhythms, and it makes a very pleasant sound.
And he also, as he's playing, he gets flashbacks at times where one of his drum boys was playing as he was fighting in the big fights. And he's like, "Oh yeah."
All right.
Yeah, how was that? That was pretty good.
Yeah, see, I told you could do it.
Very nice.
Vast
I
improvement.
ain't gonna spoil my prestige with the drum, so I'm gonna put this away for now. Don't want to go mucking it up.
Hmm. Uh,
As
Can
we're
I-
tra- oh,
can I
go
see
ahead.
your drum for a second?
I suppose. Your hands
What's
are
your, if you had a color you were particularly fond of with the drum, what might that color be?
for the drum. Well, you ain't really need it to be fast. You ain't really need it to be sneaky. You ain't really need to be. Well, actually, if it would be lucky, that means I could play it a little better because it would be pitching in, right? Yeah. Yeah, paint that thing blue.
So it's not painted, but every time you strike the drum, little blue sparkles come off of, like stardust. With harder beats doing larger dispersions, and the smaller ones doing smaller ones.
Now, that wasn't what I expected. Hmm.
Coming off the top of the drum, as per the static visual effect. See, now you got not only the sound, but now you've got some pizzazz going into it.
I guys just gonna think. Hmm.
I can take it off if you like.
Nah, it's fine like that.
Okay. You can also change the color, make it shift other ways. Make it shift other ways, that is. Um, it's up to you. And then he'll describe everything in the feature and traits there and ask if you have anything in particular in mind and to think on it.
Nah, I think I'll leave it like that.
Perfect. No, continue the track towards that time.
He's gonna try to play it again with the blue fucking magic.
Hey, see? Pretty
Yes.
lucky.
Pretty lucky indeed. Nice. Kinda gets your blood pumping. Wish them gobos were here a little sooner.
Yeah. How far have we traveled? I need to
It's
hear
been
that.
about an
Yeah.
hour and a half. You're about halfway
Okay.
there.
Do we need to make any like checks or anything? Notice anything on the sides? Any tracks or whatever as we're heading through? I know it's the desert, but any.
It's the desert and you know where you're going. It was pointed out on the map because it was an old mine that belonged to the Miners Guild that has since been kind of it fell into disuse before the goblins took it over. Like, it wasn't a hostile takeover of a functioning mine. So they kind of know, they're like, okay, well, if the goblins want to take up in a mine that we're not using, if, keeps them out of our way, fine, whatever. And then they, started getting in the way. But if you want to keep an eye out for things, you certainly can, but you don't get a big sense of, it's a well enough traveled road because it's essentially along the road. Let me put you on the map. From Zion to the Barrens, you're essentially traveling on this road here, more or less. So it's a well enough traveled road that you don't feel particularly nervous.
All right.
Is there anything happening on the road, or will you arrive there?
You arrive without issue. I was just letting you guys have fun amongst yourselves in character.
Fair.
So you make it to the entrance of the mine.
I burn the mine.
Is there anything you would like to do before you go in?
Burn the mine.
Nope,
There's no
just,
guards out here.
You don't see any.
I'd like to stealth up to look for guards.
Okay, make me a stealth check.
I'm gonna cast Sanctuary on.
I
Yeah.
can cast. Okay, I guess I'll do this then. It don't matter.
No, the sigh was Firefox gave me a little pop-up of like, Roll20 is slowing down your browser. You should stop this page. Like, no, screw you.
Oh,
That's
Why
fine.
are you using Firefox?
Pathetic. I
always
use
use
Chrome. I have so
Firefox.
many instances of Chrome open.
Yeah, because I want to use Google. Sure.
You like the bar fight? We might need that someday.
That's why I posted it. Click it to open it. It's a huge fucking file. So that's why I had to post it that way.
Right when we're about to head into the mine, she'll do the thing, but that's right when we're about to head in. 'cause
Yeah.
it only
Do
lasts
I need a
hour.
perception check to see if I find any guards or?
Well, right now, I would like a perception check for my fucking thing to show up.
No.
It's
Mm.
not even letting me change maps. Good God.
The
Damn it,
audacity.
Firefox.
The audacity think you deserve basic fucking buttons to use. How dare you?
Kind of annoying.
If Bellum ever creates some sort of gadget that can give Kages fly speed, I want it to be this.
I mean, I do get fly at 3rd level.
Good Lord.
Again, when do you get through little spells?
Way
Since
in the
Lord.
future.
I'm more likely to get fly.
No,
before you
I'm a
do.
half caster. Liv. It's
Artificer
11.
gets that at like 11.
What is flight transmutation?
Why is it like this?
Yeah, it's transmutation.
Noted.
It wasn't doing this earlier. What's going on?
I also
Whoa,
get
why did it
Revivify.
do
The
that?
pyro can
That's
bite
not
me
the
about
page
since
I
he
was
doesn't get.
supposed to exit out of. Okay, let me try opening Roll20 again. What the hell? I refreshed it a couple times. Okay, what the heck?
Are you loading into a very big map?
I guess I must be, but it's not
That
loading
might
like
be it.
at all. Like it's not, but it's not even letting me change maps on Roll20.
Hmm. How big are the dimensions?
Bro, I can't fucking tell you. It won't let me open anything. It's not even showing me the chat. It says this
Okay.
page is slowing down Firebox. To speed up your browser, stop this page.
There's another good way to speed up Firefox, and that's install Chrome.
I knew it was
don't
coming.
like Chrome.
I know, no one likes Chrome. They just know that Chrome's the only one that'll siphon all your RAM and let things run as they should.
Wait. Ooh, things are happening. Hold on. We pulled up the journal. Wasn't there a second ago? That's progress of a sort. Ah!
This breaking game is brought to you by.
Honestly, yeah, take a break for a second,
Raid
guys.
Shadow Legend.
I'm gonna pause the stream because this is annoying.
What?
People don't need to see this.
You do know that. Happy only
Okay.
asked before you got in there.
Okay.
Do you
So
all?
I don't see anything.
No, you do not.
I
Do you
will
all
stick
go in?
my arm out the cave and wave everybody closer.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, the
We
noise
get-
brigade's arriving.
Once we get right into the cave, she'll give Eyes Night
All right.
Right.
That's
For-
300 for everybody.
for 1 hour. Unless I use a spell slot to keep it going.
Ooh, I'm judging by
Oh.
the time this is taking to
Oh.
load. Yeah, there it is.
Oh,
Page
yeah.
unresponsive.
Yes.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah.
Oh,
Big fellas.
there it is.
Hello, I
Yeah.
exist, but it's so fucking loud.
Hey,
Hey, what's Fractal?
hey,
doing up there?
responsive. You can wait for it to become
Slowly
responsive,
but
right?
surely giving everybody the 300 feet. I have to do it one at a time.
Yeah, I have a bunch of tabs open because I had schoolwork to do.
My frames. My frames.
Oh, you're even loading in.
He still didn't put the token for Kagas. He's big man.
Did Roll20 not give you the warning that
why the fuck-
loading a page this big may not load?
No?
That's weird.
Where the fuck am I? Why do I have vision up here?
Why do we have 2 fractals?
Why do you have 2 fractals?
Where is
I
the
mean-
fractals?
It's called
If-
fractal for a reason.
I don't know why
if
it's
that's-
there.
I think it's because Pyro saw this part. as,
Yeah,
like, the only thing he saw.
that's where we were loading it. I didn't see shit else.
I
Oh,
love
Kagas
yeah,
is still
big
a
man.
thick boy.
Yes,
Still
sir.
page unresponsive.
That's what I said. Still not the token. It's just big man.
I think you just need to be square now.
Loading.
It's not a super big map.
My token is a square.
And I'm in.
Did you private message it to me, Shane?
Huh?
Did you private message the token to me? Oh, you
Yeah.
did. That's right. Oh, I remember why I didn't save it. Because then you very quickly messaged me going, God, the tokens are, the kobolds are not on the GM layer. I can say that now. It doesn't matter. Okay, hold on. Edit.
Calculating splines.
Yeah, let me know when y'all are all
I think
fully.
it's just Nito at this point because I'm in.
Oh
Yeah,
shit!
it still hasn't gone through yet.
Does it have dynamic lighting?
Yes,
Yeah.
it does.
Nice.
I worked
Hey,
hard
you-
on this shit.
I'm proud. of
Methinks
you.
I know what corners and crevices it was calculating to take so long to load.
Fuck off!
It's not an insult. Don't take everything so hostile.
I'm deleting you off of there so I can put you back on there with your token.
Okay.
Oh, wait, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to drag, not just your... Yeah, there we go.
You can leave the character portrait separate from the token.
Too late.
Okay.
Too late. Leave me alone. I'm dealing with a lot.
That's just-
I'm dealing with a
that's
lot
just,
tonight.
I get it. I was just saying it. In case you didn't.
Shane, you, I appreciate.
Asia halfling.
This strife brought to you by BetterHelp. Thank you, Shane.
This straight brought to you by Raid fucking Shadow Legends, because why the fuck
Raid
not?
Shadow.
Well,
Oh, God.
are we all... Oh no, I see Sutha's still loading. That's what I see is the
Yep.
little...
Yep.
Yep. But everybody has 300 feet of dark vision, which I adapted for.
What do your orc eyes see, Kagas?
About the same as
Ain't
everybody else.
swing at yet.
Come on.
Are we free to move around, just not across the bridge? Because I'd like to
Yeah.
be in the front.
No, I take the front.
You are the tank.
Keep talking shit, and I'm gonna throw you in the front line. Oh
I've literally talked no shit since I've gotten here.
no, you did. But the last time we went in a dungeon, you did, and that's where I'm keeping record.
Odd.
Trying
Well,
to fill
just
the
for
air.
a little bit.
Oh, the only hole you're trying to fill, Connor.
Don't know.
Liv,
You're
I
free to fight it.
appreciate what you did on this map, but damn it, it's taking forever.
Sorry.
If only this
I
pesky
had to
grid
get-
wasn't in the way.
I had to get something to... I had to do something with the where the 300 feet of dark vision would still be useful, but like where I could still not have my entire map.
Right.
And also, this kind of dynamic lighting should be fine. You remember the Star Eater map I did was massive, and I didn't even take that.
Nito
It was
doesn't
still-
remember it.
I know, but you do, Liv, and you're the one I'm talking to.
I only sort
Yeah.
of remember that. I was only there for one of
You
those
just-
sessions.
Yeah, you remember it was big and full of dynamic lighting, though, and it only took like 30 seconds to load in.
Thanks for making fun of me.
I'm not. I was trying to say that there could be some sort of roll 20
there's
issue, but
Vex.
I appreciate the
Okay,
attributed
no,
hostility.
something's going up with my internet because I posted that bot command a minute ago.
Hmm.
So something's got it. Yeah. Oh no, internal server error. What? Okay. Let me try her again. Oh no, that's not what I want. Fuck. Forgot. That was what I had copied. No, not. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm going through it tonight, kids.
I really do think we should just call it here.
Yeah, well, I just want everybody to see the map.
It's taking forever. Like, I can click on everything on the screen. It's just the map is not loaded yet.
Okay. We can call it here. You can always. Oh no, you can't look at it on the. Oh shit, I didn't think about that on the video. I mean, you're going to be facing goblins. Just don't metagame about if you saw how many goblins there were. If you watch the
We
video.
won't meta-
It
we won't
don't
metagame. You're
matter.
good.
Ain't no such thing as too many gobos.
I'm at a bad position where I can't show that and I can't show that.
The gods of action economy stroll in.
There we
Isn't that
go.
a fact?
I was like, honestly, there's 5 of you and 1 of you are Kagas, so I think we should be fine. Alright. It is 9:50, so that is and everything is fucking up on the internet, so that's where we're gonna pick up next week, hopefully with better internet. From Olivia.
All right. Well, have a good time. Thank you for running.
Woo! Later.
Thank